Adolf Hitler, Tibetan monks and Icelanders have in common, they believe that the Earth is hollow. Join us as we begin our journey to discover the truth about the hollow.
Deep within the depths of the center of Earth, there lies a world that's unknown to the people on the surface. Where we explore the nooks and crannies of the crust, there could be a whole civilization underneath us. A race indigenous to darkness. They make the homes inside of holes in the cracks and the crevices. We check the poles for an entrance. Ask Admiral Byrd and the Nazis. They're my witness. He's just a man, tell of Shangri-La and Shabala and Agartha, but they're not of God. These mythic cities are utopian dreams of secret, esoteric, occult-like societies. They study Crowley and Blavatsky. They speak possessed by these spirits from hell like Alice Bailey. They seek the fruit of the serpent, and they will reap what they sow. These satanic servants, they preach original delusion. It is the seed that has sprouted the lie of evolution. Social techniques that are pagan beliefs unleash like hungry wolves that are disguised as sheep. They masquerade as these angels of light and brainwash all the masses without even a fight. It's deeply creepy and incredible. Just take a trip to the center of Earth where it's unbearable.
The idea that this inner realm is the source of paradise.
This is the paradise you dreamed about, where there's weeping and gnashing of teeth with no way out. The holy scriptures are explicit and descriptive. The lake of fire is not a place you'd like to visit. The hollow earth will not offer you enlightenment, nor the crystals or the spirit guides you're sided with. Their homes are core of the earth, their environment is one of torment and darkness and violence. The only fountains are the ones filled with flames. The only faces are the ones filled with pain. A population subterranean, from every tribe, from every time, from every tongue, from every nation. Accumulation of the sins from every human. This land of lava is an everlasting prison. So tell me now, is this vision one of paradise or one of hell that's in line with the Antichrist?
There are those who firmly believe that the hollow earth is actually inhabited by aliens waiting to do us great harm.
Uh-oh. Hi. Hola.
We even live? Are we live right now?
Yeah.
We're live.
You can see us?
Yep.
You can see us.
We're right here.
Really? I got nothing on my end. That's strange.
Huh.
Yeah, I can see us. I'm on here now.
That's awfully strange. All right. Well, what's going on, guys? Oh man, that's crazy. I don't know why it doesn't show anyone. It's nothing here. Nothing on my channels. Here, let me turn my little. Yeah, this is my channel right now. There's nothing live. That's strange.
It'll come up in a minute because I'm on your channel right now watching us.
All right. Well, what's up, guys? How you guys doing today?
Pretty good.
Good. You?
Another day in paradise, you know.
Right.
Did a lot of exploring today. We'll get into that in a little bit, but yeah, dude, I haven't looked at anything mainstream in like a week. Has anything changed? Are we still in like fucked world? I heard the vaccine's coming along nice, so that's awesome.
Yeah.
That's awesome.
I got a lot on that.
You got a lot on that. Well, all right, let's let the chat room fill up before we beat that like a mother effer. But it's just like, what was I don't know if I was talking to you, Jen, or Ceiling Fan earlier, but I know I was talking to you both. But the beast system's obviously the left side and the technocracy and the whatever they want. You know, that's clearly where you don't want to be. What people don't understand is that the right side that's the false prophet. That's the hopium. That's where you don't want to be either.
Yeah.
It's that double-headed eagle, the two wings. you don't know that they're just the same bird. They all wear suits. They all have, they make $600,000 a year, and somehow they're worth $2.7 billion. It doesn't add up. It's absolutely crazy. They're all in that club. I don't know how people don't see that.
Well,
Donald Trump's going to save us. No one's going to.
They have the insider scoop on trading too. Nancy Pelosi, before this whole thing blew up, her and her husband bought a shit ton of stock in Amazon.
Of course they did.
Amazon went through the roof with this whole COVID thing.
Of course it did. I've been seeing what was I don't know if I wasn't watching the football game the other night, but I was just walking by and the television was on, and it was like, this replay is brought to you in part by Pfizer. And I was like, get the fuck out. I just kept walking. I was like, that's not a good thing. Pfizer's already advertising or taking host on commercials for football games. I'm like, not many people knew who Pfizer was until 3 months ago. That's crazy.
I can't wait to see how many commercials they have Thursday.
Yeah, can you imagine what kind of commercials they're going to be putting on?
Oh,
Probably
right, with the games.
There'll be vaccine commercials.
Yep, there's a game at 12, 4, and 8.
And it's going to be like games with nobody in the stands.
Well, it depends. I know Dallas is allowed to have 25%, so there'll be fans there.
I've been in that stadium. 25%, dude. That's what? 8,000. That sucks.
Yeah, that place can hold 100,000 people.
Right.
See, this is what I'm saying. It doesn't make sense with these stadiums. How the hell are they being able to stay open and collect revenue on that type of stuff? I mean, it's ridiculous. These stadiums will clearly have another purpose besides entertaining us with sports. And
you do know that you do know the NFL has its they have a secret bank or something. I found that out this year.
Really?
Yeah, they have because all the teams were like, we're gonna lose money and all this bullshit when COVID was going down, and they were like, don't worry, the NFL's announced that they're gonna up their, I forget how they worded it, but it's they have a certain amount of money for every team that in case of shit like this goes down. The original was $250 million that they're just sitting for every team, and they upped it to $500 million. I'm like, where are you getting this money from? Who's giving you? How do you have $500 million for all 32 teams?
Yeah, that's crazy.
Who's printing it?
It's like the banks own all the stadiums and the banks own all the teams or something. Probably. Who the hell knows at this point? The banks are just buying everything up.
Well, yeah, and that's why. I mean, most of them. I mean, I don't think every single one, but most of them are owned by banks or somebody with money. You get here in Philly, in Philadelphia, it's Bank Central down there. You got Wells Fargo Center, Lincoln Financial, Citizens Bank. So, and before that, it was the First Union Center. Before that, it was Core States.
Yeah. It's always banks and stuff. I remember that started in Florida when I was down there. Their entertainment center is called the Germain Arena, and it went to being bought up by a bank and stuff. And that was back in 2000 and I don't know, 5 or 6 or something. They started that stuff. The banks really started swooping in and putting their names on the front of these stadiums and stuff. Crazy.
It's a little dumb, to be honest.
Well, we know who owns the banks.
Yeah, but it's I always wonder too, when you see so and so bought the Mets for $1.5 billion. I'm like, how do you measure a team's worth? Do you know what I'm saying? It's I don't understand why are the Mets worth $1.5 billion, but so what are the Yankees worth? $6 bazillion because they win all these championships?
Yep. Yeah.
I don't get it. How the fuck do you put a price tag on a sports team?
I'd like to know how the Patriots win every fucking year, all those years in a row.
Well,
there's some voodoo shit going on there.
You know where it started, right?
Yeah.
They won their first one with their boy Tom Brady. Right after 9/11. 9/11 happened, and then they went to the Super Bowl. The Super Bowl logo that year was the country with red, white, and blue across it. Obviously, the Patriots have red, white, and blue. That's their color scheme, and I believe they beat the Rams, and then that's where it started.
Imagine that.
Well, Tom Brady's wife is Giselle. She's a supermodel, and she is a he. I confirmed that on a transvestigation.
Yeah, it's beautiful.
And she also fakes being a mother because she certainly didn't have no fucking kids. And Tom Brady's questionable even as a man anyway. But the
Tom
point
Brady's gay.
is that supposedly Giselle does some sort of voodoo rituals before his games start. And she tells him that, okay, I've done this, you've done this, you're going to win. And every time they win.
Yeah, I remember that story that she does like witchcraft before all the games.
Yeah, and the referees, they don't seem to, they seem to be on the Patriots side, because I remember when I was still looking at, sports as like a a normal person, I guess. What was that Super Bowl? It was Atlanta and the Patriots. We're just talking about, the Patriots. Final play of the game, bro. Final play of the game. It's a running play right up the middle. The dude's like 6 inches short of the end zone. They call it touchdown. Confetti goes off. They don't even review it. No interview. Straight to post game. And I was like, what the fuck is this shit, bro? I was like, no, I just saw him not make it. Everyone else in the room, oh, let's go Patriots. I'm like, are you guys retarded? I'm like, he just missed. He didn't make it, And the referees, touchdown. Tom Brady's like giving them all high fives. I'm just like, yo, how can you not see this?
Right.
Like, you're crazy. And like what Bobby was saying before too, in 2001, the Patriot Act came out, and that's pretty much when Tom Brady started, kicking ass.
And the Patriot Act came after. I forget when exactly it was signed. I don't. But that's the Patriot Act comes out, and then the Patriots go on.
Well, it was written up before 9/11, but don't worry about.
Oh yeah, that shit was ready to go, just like the fucking vaccine ready to go.
By who? By Joe Biden, Uncle Creepy Sleepy. You love that. He doesn't go away. He doesn't go away. He's always been there doing some bad things.
Somebody just sent me. I don't know who it was.
It was me. Yeah. We're gonna look at. Yeah, okay. Don't mention it yet. We'll look at it later because that's fucked up, dude.
Crazy. I just showed it to my mom.
Fucked up, bro. I sent it to someone. They were like, yeah, I saw that like 5 months ago or like 8 months ago. I was like, did you watch the whole video? They were like, no. I was like, watch the ending. And they were like, oh my. Uh-oh. Breaking news. Google Chrome says that Nevada certifications confirmed Biden lead. Like, oh, great. Awesome. As we're talking about Sleepy Creepy. That's nice.
Yeah, the news I got today or yesterday was that Trump wrote him a letter or something or whatever, and it was like basically we're ready to begin the transition process to your presidency.
Oh, I did see that.
He's conceding.
That word wasn't used, but all I keep hearing is Trump wrote a letter to Biden saying we're ready for your transition.
And you know what that does for the Q-tards and the MAGA nation or whatever you want to call them?
Well, at least they go away.
The maggots. Well, in their head, dude, they're just like, oh, he's making Biden feel comfortable, like he's gonna walk into the office and then he's gonna stand tall. You guys can't go. But it could happen for theatrics, be good television, but. It's just crazy because people are still in denial. Oh, at this point, it'd be gold because everything's starting to die.
What happens now is like there's one thing you need the sheep to still believe in what you're saying. So at this point, like at all this, if like next week it comes out like, oh, we found all these votes for Trump stays, like all the sheep would then turn. And there's more sheep than there are us.
Yeah, see, I just find it interesting that Trump loses. And it's fucking crickets outside, okay? If Biden lost, the whole United States would be burning down now. It'd be months and months of riots and stuff.
He wouldn't be here, yeah.
It's ridiculous how they control that controlled opposition and stuff. George Soros, these people, I mean, come on. You'd have to pay protesters because ain't nobody going to go out there and protest anything.
You can't get people to stand up for themselves, let alone fucking somebody they don't know. So yeah, they're obviously paid to go out there, and they're obviously, and like when these things break out, like where we talked about thousands of times on here, the police are told not to arrest anybody. So there's no risk if you go out there and start breaking into Best Buy and stealing all the TVs. There's no risk. So, of course, the lowlights are going to go out. And then you got the paid people, just like all the pallets being delivered of the bricks everywhere.
Umbrella men.
I'm like, come on, bro. It's such a joke.
And we do know that MAGA is wizardry because we looked at the MAGA and what it really means. MAGA, magistrate, and then the it's the different levels. I think it's the 5th level there, 5th degree or something. MAGA.
Yep, the last one.
Can't beat it.
Yeah. So, I mean, like I said before, you're going to get the same results with Trump or Biden. It's just one's going to be more externalized than the other. It's two evils. The lesser evil doesn't even matter. Either way, you're fucked.
Do you think in the first year of Biden we get like an unnecessary like calm?
Probably
the country.
I could see a calm happening for the first few months in, and then something happens to this asshole, and then Camilla takes over.
Yeah, because remember Obama, when Obama won, after the first year of Obama was like everyone was kind of like on this high.
Yeah, but can he be vice president after he's been president? I don't even know if that's a precedent that's ever been set or whatever. You obviously can't run for president again, but could she appoint him as vice president?
She can appoint. I'm pretty sure she can appoint anybody.
Because then he'd be president again if somebody assassinated her ass or something. You know,
part of the plan.
Because
but you can't run twice. You can't. Well,
you can't run twice. But what's stopping? What's stopping, like say, so if Obama, he was in for 2, what's stopping Michelle going and then him being VP? He'd be back. That's why I was like, that's how it's rigged and it's so stupid. And that's why they want to keep the same people. And that's how you do it because like Clinton, and then all of a sudden his wife goes, oh, Clinton's back. It's just like, bro, like that shouldn't be a thing. If this was a real world.
Yeah.
Like no one who's directly like related to you that's alive can run for president after you run for president. That's the way I would do it. Like no kids and no wife or husband.
Yeah, but the bloodlines have to stay involved.
Well, yeah, that's what I'm saying. I'm saying in the real world.
In a real world,
In the real world, nobody would ever get a second term. That's facts. No one would ever get a second term.
I do know one thing though. China has their hands so far up Biden's ass. And that thing that we read, I think with you, Bobby, when you were on with me, I don't know if Steve was, but they said that he needs to win at any cost. And even when he wins, he still has to do what they tell him to do. Yeah. So we are under CCCP control or whatever it is, the Communist Chinese Party control. And they're basically controlling our president. And they're going to bring in more lockdowns, more restrictions because America has got to be conditioned to comply. And we've done that now just through these 18 months. 8 months leading into this 18-month period that they have us in of being conditioned to comply. Now it's just comply, clamp down.
And it's you were saying about China too, and a lot of people don't know that I would say about 96% of the United States debt is to China. And let's say there's a child born every who knows minute, whatever. For every child born, that's $483,000 in debt already. Imagine that.
That's how they get us
negative $400,000.
Through the birth certificates and through our future generations, they have us in debt. They've leveraged our future generations. They've been doing that for quite some time. And our birth certificates are traded. They're traded on the stock market. They're worth millions of dollars. It's usually around 42 million or something like that. It's crazy when you find out all this stuff.
There's a commercial from Amazon, and I'm pretty sure in the back of the commercial, I forget what exactly what it's for. There's a poster for the new president, and it says 2024 Kamala Oprah.
Oh God, Oprah is a high level witch. She's
what's
bad.
stopping? I mean, that I can see
rape your fucking kid, chew him up, and spit him in your face. That's how bad she is.
I could see that more than Obama.
Yeah,
I could see Biden going down and Kamala picking Oprah as her VP. I mean, why not Trump was in there? Right?
Blacker than her because Camilla ain't black.
She's not a lot of things.
Yeah, she ain't like a woman.
Human, but that's a whole nother discussion.
I'm really sick of these women parading around acting like they're real women when they're not and deceiving everybody. Like it's one thing to admit you're a transgender and come out and be proud of what you've done with yourself, but to deceive people, pretend to have babies, pretend to have diseases that only women get, like ovarian cancer and shit. You ain't got the equipment. How the hell are you getting ovarian cancer?
Yeah, it's very dark on what they do. It's terrible.
Yeah, in that commercial too, it's very AI driven. There's a lot of AI around.
That symbol that you showed on one of your videos, Steve, of on that one pillar, it had the line and it looped down, another line over. That's that symbol for the white rabbit. I found that as soon as I saw it, I was like, oh, that's crazy that's even on that tombstone.
When? From today?
Yeah, if one of your ones.
Oh, yeah. I'm about to say, how have you seen them? Like, oh, yeah, I sent them all to you. Yeah, I was like, I don't know what that is, but I'm out of here, bro. Did you see the one with the Chang around the dude's hand?
Yeah, and he's pointing upward. Like,
yeah, we got to get into that in a minute.
There was two little gold or copper things in there as well, unless that was something that was just growing.
No, that was just shit. Like, I don't know. Yeah, it was just crap. That was just crap. But you know what? Let's just bring all that stuff up real quick. We're only going to share from here, I think. Let me do audio. And I'm just going to play these a couple at a time. And whenever you guys feel like you want to interject, we'll interject. I went through all this. This is crazy. I got this Diesel new jacket today, bro. I'm ready. Fuck Joe Biden. All right. How does the play button work on here? There we go. Oh. Audio.
What's going on, guys? Steve JMO.
It smells good.
I don't know, what is it, the 23rd now? This is the 22nd, the 23rd.
24th, that's okay.
November in the year 2020. And I'm out here at Pine Hill Cemetery in Chester, Mass. It's sort of like what we saw yesterday in Wilbraham. Except the difference with this one is, I don't trust this land over here.
And the land was I almost fell through it. It was crazy. It was just soft and spongy and hollow. There was nothing under it. Very strange. I'm on top of a mountain, by the way. It's crazy.
Ooh.
I'm on the car had to do some high RPMs to get up here.
I don't trust this land over here, but I am up there, brother.
See what I'm saying?
Mm-hmm. I'm up there. I don't trust this land over here. This shit is SOFT, bro. The fuck is this supposed to be?
I think this is an obelisk that got burned. It started melting. Look at it, Jen.
Structure.
Did you see that?
Mm-hmm.
Oh, what was that, bro? Uh-oh. I don't know what we just did. Oh, I was zoomed in. That's crazy. Oh, you keep missing it like a bastard. Look at that.
Mm-hmm.
What happened here, bro?
That's how they built it.
That's how they built it?
Just like that. All
marking in the woods.
That's just some random pillar?
Yeah.
Yeah.
That's definitely something left over from something for sure.
Look at it, Jen. Well, no, it's a burnt obelisk, I think. I think it started melting on itself.
Yeah, I think you're right. And they couldn't say that was a tombstone, so they left it there. See?
Yeah, dude, it was in the woods.
And I've noticed a lot of your tombstones, besides the ones that had writing on them, some of them just said Wilson on the bottom.
Nothing. Yeah.
Captain. That's bullshit. You're not going to put up a huge fucking monument and just have Wilson across it or Johnson or something.
Right. Wilson. No. None of that crap. All right. This one's sketchy. This is sketchy. Oh, I don't know how to play, I guess. All right. Check this out. No, you stupid fuck.
They don't want people finding out stuff, they'll put up a barbed wire fence around it. Check this out. You get these random little shindigs guarding it. It's again very soft land. You know what I'm saying? I'm up on a mountain, bro. If I had chain cutters, I'd do it. Look at that.
Of any
What is
of
that supposed to be?
Come on.
Why is there a gate around it?
A barbed wire gate, Bobby. Not just a gate. Look at that thing. What's that about, bro?
You look to the right of it, dude.
Look, it just says Foster on it and nothing else. Foster, really? They just fucking carved that shit in there. We'll just say it's a monument to Foster. Give me a break. And that urn thing there, and you're seeing that on top of the pillars too throughout the group. You see those on fucking tops of buildings as well.
Very strange. And look how it's like slanted. Very interesting, I thought.
Yeah, I've seen the tech on the ground in front of castles and in front of other types of buildings, even in Europe and stuff, that have fences around them. They might be ornate fences, but it's fences nonetheless.
A lot of stuff is guarded by the military too. That's like old school. I mean, they found that Egyptian shit down in the Grand Canyon. Now a military platoon guards it. So that's nice.
Yeah, and I just remember something. When we looked at Turkmenistan the other day, the guy who was taking the tour through the town mentioned that the only people that were out during the day on the street were workers and military. I feel like when I heard him say that, I felt like that's going to be us here. It's going to be like nobody's on the streets except the military and personnel that have work to do, like road work or whatever.
Yeah, very crazy. Very crazy. And like, notice all like the random little stairs in the grass. Like, I don't know what that's
really
about.
weird.
There's no need. Look at this one. Half fucked, like Lucas. That's nice. This one was sketchy because, like, what kind of stair is that, bro? Like, what? And these ones were huge.
And then it just says wood on it, and that's
right.
it. It's like, are you
Bobby
kidding?
Wood, you know? And this one, they couldn't do nothing with this shit over here, bro. Like, what's this about? Come on.
Yeah, what's that? Right. I saw that, Steve, and I'm like, oh, nice. We get a shovel out and start digging right there.
That's what I'm saying. Like, I'll go to jail for a while, but I'm all,
Look at that thing. That thing is crazy right there.
And it was smooth. It's smooth to the touch. Look at the marble from 1891. That's nice. That's nice. And you know what's weird? I see stuff from like 1827 that, like, you know, looks like some bull crap like this, and everything made in 1895 is like out of control. But then in like 1915, everything's like what we see nowadays. I'm like, so what happened? Everyone had a brain blast for 15 years. It's crazy. You got a nice 5G tower in the distance. I didn't see that before.
Oh, wow.
Oh, maybe what that sketchy path was. There's a sketchy path way over there. Maybe that's what that led to. There's that chalice again. Yep. There's that thingy. Is this what you're talking about?
No. Oh, yeah, right there. That's it.
That's the white rabbit. That's not good.
For the white rabbit, yeah.
Wow. So Edwin Wilcox was the original Q. No, I'm just kidding, but that's crazy. Still sketchy.
Yep. That's also Donnie Darko looking too.
Yeah. And like some of the sides, there's nothing on them. They just, I don't know, just didn't give a shit.
I just can't believe half these monuments are so huge and the ornate the way they are, and obviously took time to manufacture. And then they just slapped like, Wilcock on there, and no date of when this person died or if it's male or female or anything about their family. Just Wilcock.
Right. And real quick, just like notice like the mound it's on. Like yesterday, it goes up and then up and then up. I was like, I don't know if you get anyone caught. We'll bring that up later too. The live stream I did yesterday. Right at the end, I realized what I was walking on. I was like, I'm not cool with that, bro. Like it looked like, let's say you had an Aztec looking pyramid and just put a bunch of grass over it. That's what I was walking on. Freaked me out. I'm out. See you later. End of the live stream.
It could be, Steve. We don't know what they're hiding. They could have moved a bunch of dirt in, made it like look like a cemetery, stick all this antiquitech in it, bury people around it, and just keep it all hidden in plain sight.
Well, no, this was after I was in the cemetery. This is when I was walking around the there's this big like academy or whatever. It's like a high school, college prep, whatever. And on the dorms, there's a big, I don't know, Zeus looking face. And right across the street, there's like a little part of land that goes up and then it goes in, then it goes up, then it flattens, it's up and it flattens. And then on the top of that are these big ass sketchy brick buildings. And one of them had a really effed up looking stairway that went into a basement. And I was like, yeah, I don't know what I'm on. And then I figured out what I was on when I, took a couple of steps back and walked down the brick road. And I was like, oh my. I was like, that's not good, I don't think. I think I was on a whatever you call an Aztec pyramid underground. Look at this thing, though. Look at this thing. That's a lot of art. That's
yeah,
detail.
What was the date on that? Did you get the date on that one?
I don't know. Let's see. Uh-oh. Way too. Uh-oh.
Ground is supposed to be directly next to that building in that image. It looks like it's supposed to be more in the
1961, it says right here.
Is something playing in the background?
It is, but I don't know where from. Is it me?
I don't know. It's not me.
Have a look at this. I believe when he mentions this Tartarian, he's talking about the civilization.
Oh, that's so creepy.
Who's listening to like Tartaria in the background?
Where's Bobby at?
What's up?
What are you
You
doing?
listening to something?
I am.
Oh, I could hear it.
Yeah, I'm listening to Mudflood people.
All right.
Hear
Yeah.
that? I heard something Tartarian. I was like, what,
Yep.
who's talking Tartaria right now?
Well,
We're looking at Tartaria.
People like to discredit people, so I was just seeing what this misinformation the guy was saying.
Oh,
It's funny how the people who make videos about like mufflers or demons or anything real, and then the people who deny them just take what they say and go, I don't think that's true. Right on.
Right, because you don't think it's real or true doesn't mean it ain't real and true.
Yeah.
Look at this thing.
Museum. I hate to interrupt you. I was just looking at what Bex said, or somebody here. Somebody said something about, okay, yeah, it was Bex, about the Philly Art Museum. The art museum was never even meant to be an art museum. It's a component to the circuit board. It was never meant to be inhabited or anything. They just went and stuck art in it and made it an art museum. You know what I'm saying?
Absolutely.
When was it?
Oh, man. This is that sketchy symbol I was telling you about.
Yeah, it's weird how he's got the chain around his wrist and then he's pointing upward, like, make sure he's going to heaven and not hell. What is that?
I don't know, dude. I don't know. Seek higher things? I don't know. That's kind of weird. I thought it was kind of sketchy. All right, how do we get out of that?
Mine will have a middle finger. Not to heaven, though. But then no, I'm going to be cremated. I've already made that decision. I don't want to be all embalmed and lay in the ground and for somebody to come along and just dig me up and throw me away somewhere anyway.
It's very interesting. Talking about the Philly Art Museum, the main building was completed in 1926 or 28.
Yeah, that's probably when they finished repairing it.
Digging it out.
When was the construction started?
It says the Philadelphia Museum originally chartered in 1876. The main museum building was completed in 1928.
So it probably took them 30 years to dig it out, sounds.
Right under the art museum where the waterworks are and everything is really interesting. Bobby, if you look on YouTube for some videos about underneath the art museum and the waterworks around there and the falls and everything right there, It is unbelievable. The story behind all that stuff. All that stuff was there. The whole infrastructure was there already. Even the Delaware Water Gap, all that stuff there and everything. They still to this day don't know how the fucking people at the time built that shit. Because they didn't.
That's crazy. Look at this little brick wall, Jen. I don't know if you saw this part of the video. Another part of land where I literally put my foot down here and it just went into the grass.
Wow.
I was like, wow, I shouldn't be walking here, I guess. Maybe that's why there's a brick wall here telling you not to walk here.
It's hollowed ground.
It literally was, dude. If I jumped and digged hard enough, I bet I'd fall right into someone's living room or something, you know? Well, not someone's, but, you know, someone's old living room. Look at the giant ass hill I'm on, dude. I'm on a hill on a mountain with this shit on there, you know? It looks like the rook from chess, you know?
Oh yeah. You're right, dude. You're right.
They're everywhere.
Yep, it is exactly that.
This is a classic example. This is what you get buried with nowadays. Anytime from 1915 to now, that's what you get buried with. Now.
It just had a name on it, that black one. It didn't have anything under it. It was like Malcolm or something that said across it. See?
Yeah. Well, no, on the backside, it had numbers on it and shit. Yeah, that's where the walkway is.
There's definitely some shady shit going on in the fucking cemeteries for sure.
Hell yeah. I mean, they got shit that looks like this everywhere. I'm sure everyone wasn't a chalice person back in the day, you know? I'm sure they weren't. If they were, maybe I'm wrong. Olus. I don't even know what that means, but there you go. That's your little chalice.
Mm-hmm.
Like I told you when I was on the phone with you, right across the street was that giant fucking, you know, brick wall with the waterfall and the flowing river. Just amazing out there. Just amazing. Look at it. This one's sticking out of the ground. No big deal. Sideways.
Yeah,
Come
that's
on.
weird.
It's
It's weird how either it's erosion from rain or something, but I don't think so. It looks like a step up kind of.
Yeah, well, I'm walking down now, you know. It could be. Just sticking out. No big deal.
These are some old fucking headstones.
Right. And I'm like, this is what normal people get buried with. You don't put this thing on there. Look at this one. This one was so aft that land couldn't even grow around it, bro. That's what I'm saying. That's some voodoo shit.
Yeah, that's techie. Look at that thing.
That's crazy. It looks like the Statue of Liberty thing, dude, with the torch. That shit was nuts. I think there's like one more video, maybe. Just looking in the distance, like that's crazy, and it makes its way up too. Like there's a level, then it flattens, and it goes up, and it flattens, and it goes up, and it flattens, and here I am on top.
Wow.
I'm like, this is sketchy. I'm like, this is literally just one giant temple, maybe. Who knows? Who knows? And it would make sense if this is what the fucking Earth looks like, dude, and Cairo's the center. It's been blowing my mind. Obviously, I don't think Antarctica's down here, but I think Antarctica is just all the way around here. Maybe the part that's right here looks like that, and then it just goes wham all the way around.
Nothing's where they told us it is. So, you know, I wouldn't even, because it is the center of the land masses, which is right there, Cairo.
And I mean, it would make sense, you know. That's why everything. I find Egyptian shit in Springfield, Mass. They find Egyptian shit in the Grand Canyon. They find Egyptian stuff over here in China. They find Egyptian shit in Australia, South America. It's crazy. It makes sense if that's what. 'Cause I've always said, whatever Egypt is, and whatever the quote unquote ancient Egyptians are. You know, that's what the whole rest of the New World Order, Illuminati, Freemason, that's what that all is based on.
Mm-hmm.
Even the Greek and the Romans, you know, maybe, I don't know, maybe, you know, Zeus and Horus probably aren't too far off from each other. Who knows? Well, this is like one of the oldest map projections. And look how like awkwardly accurate it is. You know, look at some flight paths and look at this map. And it's like, oh, it kind of does make sense.
So maybe what they're telling us is the North Pole, isn't really the North Pole, but we can't go there because they don't want any flying over that, which would be north of the United States and Canada there. Maybe that's actually a gate that leads out.
Yes. Maybe it's just another part of the Antarctic wall. Because Arctic and Antarctic, I feel like I've always thought that those two words are awkwardly the same.
Yeah. And I was calling it Antarctic. I was calling it, what was I calling it? The Antarctic. Like Tartica?
Antarctica?
Yeah, I was putting those words together back in
Antarctica.
Yeah, Tatartica and stuff.
Antarctica. I like it.
Because it's Antarctica, but I was like in the Tataria at the time, and I'm like, Tataria, Tartic. It's the Tartic.
That's crazy. But so this is right here. This is at the like right off the street, right off the state highway. You get this little looking sketchy building, and right to the left here is just the little road that goes pretty much just due up, and your cemetery is way the fuck up here. Way up.
I've never known a fucking cemetery to be way up a hill like that on the side of a mountain.
Right, bro. That's what I'm saying. It doesn't make sense. Until you see shit like this. Oh.
Yeah.
I was showing my friend. We were driving around after this. I met up with someone out here, and I was just showing her this and that. And then, she brought me to some effed up looking church, dude. And it had pillars and a dome on top, dude. Like the pillars were holding up the dome, but they were like made of wood. But you could tell it was like over something. I wanted to like get out and record, but she had class, and I didn't want to be the awesome reason we're late for class and whatnot. But I gotta get. I don't even know I don't even know where the fuck it was. Let's put it that way. It was in the middle of absolute nowhere. Church, pillars, probably a 30-foot door, Jen. Probably 60-foot windows, Jen. It was crazy.
Wow.
Crazy, dude. It was just one little structure, but then you go on the little street next door to it, and the basements, the incredible stone brick like this over here, and this creepy little door. And then it leads out to a freshwater pond magically. And what's right across the street? A very old cemetery. You can't make this stuff up, You can't make this up. Well, actually, I thought I had a picture of the sign. That's okay. We'll get into that other shit later. But that's all I got for right now. Uh-oh. I wonder how long he's waiting here. I'm sorry, ceiling fan.
Oh, no worries. I always say that I just feel like I watch your show, and once in a while you throw me on the screen, I get to comment. I appreciate it. While you've been doing this, I've been sending you things to talk about in case you're interested. So hey,
okay,
Jen.
We're in the email.
Yeah, and hey, Bobby.
What's up, man?
Yeah, you look good. Did you get a haircut? Looks
I
good.
did.
So yeah, no, because Steve and I were talking. My hair is terrible. You know what's funny? I'm noticing I'm starting to look, my beard's getting long. My hair, a lot of times I'll just slick it back. It's like all those like Criminal Minds shows and stuff. That's like, I'm starting to look, isn't that why they do that shit? Like I'm growing my beard because in my past life, I always had to shave and look all clean shaven and all that. Now it's like, I got to answer two people, God and my wife. And if they both like it, I'm good, but it's like, I'm starting to look like that.
Jen, you're muted.
I said, God gave you a beard for a reason. Wear it proudly.
Right?
Grow it long as fuck.
I'm getting some red areas in it. I didn't even know I had red hair my whole life.
Cool?
Yeah.
Uh-oh, a red-haired
I like
giant.
the patterns, like the gray and the white coming in. You get your little pattern going there and
Right?
stuff.
And you know what? Damn it, looks good on a man. So you know what? I'll do it. So.
Yes, I agree.
Like Gandalf the Great. I love it.
Right? I had my staff. Tommy Payne gave me a staff. So
I know. You're going to...
All you need is your robe.
Yeah, I wore one. Baldini was over one time, and he brought one as a joke, and he left it here. So my last video, I wore it.
I'm going to have to watch your video. That's going to be good.
I've got some shit I need to share.
Oh, yes, please.
So,
Have you been sending me stuff, Bobby?
No.
I got all my links. Are you just going to go for it?
Yeah, dude. Well, it's gonna be a rapid fire here.
I love it, dude.
fire.
Love
That's
it.
Philly style right there. You hear rapid
Oh my
fire.
god! I swear to God. No, okay, that's what I figured. That's what I
No,
think
what?
they'd have.
No,
It's
Jesus.
my Google Chrome is not responding now.
You learn quickly the difference between firecrackers and rapid
I'll be right
fire.
back.
Oh my God! It's
All right. So he's got to dip out and dip back in because this shit ain't working.
I don't know. Yeah,
Then
get
he's
this
been
Bobby
having
off the
issues.
screen.
I got some really cool stuff. When he comes back and we'll look at his stuff, I got a bunch of videos lined up. And we have to get the ceiling fan man stuff too. But I think I'm going to go last on the rotation of showing things. I just want to put that out there.
yeah. I always just throw things in case you guys want something because I just love being asked. So I'll try to add to it if I can.
All right. This can be very quick, but it's important because it's happening very soon. So, so this article is talking about 34 million Americans and who's going to get the vaccine first.
Oh boy.
They are issuing 6.4 million vaccines, and we'll get to our doctor soon, and it should be here by the second week of December.
Oh, lovely. And I'd like to say also that it's my feeling that they're going to start with the prison people too. I bet everybody in prison they're going to be required to get one.
Well, right here it says, prioritizing Americans with diabetes for a vaccine means prioritizing communities where the virus is having the gravest impact. It's well established that the communities of color. You see? Didn't
Bill and Melinda say that way back then?
Yeah.
Of course.
They're race-specific vaccines, guys.
Yeah. So African Americans, Hispanics, and Native Americans, haven't we done enough? Are dying of the virus 3 times as often as the rest of the population.
Oh, that's such bullshit. They're going to kill these fucking people off, guys.
It's another thing that look at those white people. They're not getting sick. Screw them.
Do you guys remember towards the beginning they made a statement in Portland because black people were afraid to wear masks because they get shot because it's all racial. So they're like, okay, the black people in Portland don't need to wear them. I'm like, well, wait a minute. So this thing knows like racial color. It's the most intelligent virus yet. They're gonna have an article next saying it's way smarter than us. You know what I mean?
I had one up, but I took it down. I was laughing too hard. But it says these same groups, the ones that we highlighted, had the highest diabetes rate.
Oh, imagine that.
50% more likely. And Native Americans are twice as likely as their white peers to have diabetes.
White people. That's
such ridiculousness. All of it is fucking lies. Everything they tell us in the
medical so basically they're basing the COVID-19 vaccine to give it to the black community, Hispanics, and Native Americans because they have a higher chance of having diabetes. Sure, okay, sure. Anyway,
like COVID-19 vaccine is going to help you with your fucking diabetes or something.
Oh, look. It's our favorite guy.
Oh, God.
Oh, that really looks like him there.
It is, dude. And apparently, someone just told me Dr. Carver, his character as Dr. Carver passed away just the other day.
Oh, how convenient.
How convenient. That's what I said. How convenient.
Redfield projects COVID-19 vaccine to be rolled out by the end of the second week in December. And, what does this say right here? Starting with nursing home residents.
Oh my God!
They're killing off the elderly.
So
guys.
blacks, Hispanics, Native Americans, old.
So what do you
how
think?
They do it
every
every
think
time.
They're actually going to give them the DNA changing vaccine, or you think? Or do you think they're just going to hit them with the?
I got one up here that we'll go right into it.
I love it.
All right, so now 95% effective.
Ooh.
It was 94 yesterday, and last week it was 90.
Oh, and then it's going to be 100%, 99% effect. They haven't even done any tests.
Who the fuck are they testing it on? That's what I'm asking.
7 years.
Because the last time we heard of tests, 40% of people were dying or getting sick.
Well, they can put the numbers anytime they want because it's their fucking numbers.
It's so great.
How about the fact that there is there's no vaccine and we're at a 99% recovery rate now? So these numbers, no matter what they get to, are less.
Exactly. And it's
Imagine
really
that.
down to,
The
and I
solution's going to be worse than the actual disease.
No matter anything
That's
number
what
you
they
get,
want.
if it's below 99, then you're
Right.
less.
once these people get the vaccine, they can be programmed. They're programmable matter after that. And God only knows, it could be the zombie apocalypse.
Yes, finally, I have my guns ready. I do think we'll have about 40 million doses of the vaccine before the end of the year. I don't know why did he forget? That's enough to vaccinate 20 million people. Now, remember, some people will go, wait, 40 million is only good for 20? It's 2. It's 2 doses. Everyone remember, it's 2
Nice.
doses.
That 1-2 punch.
That 1-2 punch. But then it will continue through January and February, and hopefully by March, we'll start to see vaccine available for the general public. For the general public by March.
So they're going to give it to all the racial, the people of color, you might say, and then they're going to give it to the general populace. I mean,
yes, and old people first.
They're doing.
Don't forget the old people, Jen.
Can I ask a question?
Ask away.
Okay, so for those of us that think this is just complete poppycock, as they say, it's not a real deal.
Mm-hmm.
So they, just like NASA can take all of our money and say they're doing whatever, we actually don't even know what's going to be in the vials that they're going to inject to all these. Well, no. But you don't know. You're not there when they inject it to the old people because they've locked everyone out.
Yeah,
so
they could
who's
be
to
giving
say
them.
they could just steal the money, shoot them up with God knows what, and walk away? I mean, it doesn't mean they're even
That's what I feel like they're going to do.
If I had a guess,
I'm telling you, the old people
going to be.
They're obsolete.
Oh yeah, well that's why. I mean, if you notice, COVID-19, that when COVID first quote broke, right after flu shot season, by the way, in November.
Yeah. Imagine that.
The first people that were dying first and quick were, the elderly. But I'm starting to see this as a tandem now. Before it was just one or the other, but now I'm starting to see them as a tandem. So BioNTech candidate, potential vaccines from good old Mass. Right, is 94.5% effective.
Oh, there we go.
Oh, and I would like to point out that I've been noticing a lot of these stores that are selling masks everywhere, like the new trend, all these fashionable bedazzled masks in your favorite football team. If you read the kids, they're all fucking made in China.
Yep.
Yeah.
And then look, on Monday they announced that vaccine was up to 90% effective.
Oh, it went down.
It went down a little bit, then went down. So
it went down, but now
from Monday till today, it went from 90 to 94.5. It's getting better. It's going to be the greatest vaccine in the world.
It's 99% effective. You must take
That's what I'm saying. What are they going to hit us with? Are they going to hit us with Build Better whatever by Biden or Operation Warp Speed? What are they going to hit us with?
I mentioned that Build Back Better statement is something from the UN, and it's not a Biden. It's definitely, he's just using that, and it's giving a nod to them. And they're the United Nations have already picked China to be the leader of all this.
That's what I'm saying. Why do they have to communicate like that on the mainstream media? Why can't they just pick up the phone like, "Hey, Joe, we're gonna do it tomorrow"? Like, don't tell us all the plan because now you have everyone all fucked up.
No, but that's why they do it, to tick us off. The people that are awake that can't actually do anything sometimes.
Right.
Then we see it and we just bitch about it. But it's part of it. Part of the fun for them.
This article here I put aside for those people that go, well, my work not going to make me do it. Really, Ford orders 12 ultra cold freezers to distribute vaccine to their employees.
Unbelievable, guys. It's going to come down to you're going to need a vaccine to work, and people need to work because this is society built around us is how they made it. And yeah, there's that Mandela effect. But people are going to go for it. They're going to sell their fucking souls to Satan just for a fucking paycheck. And maybe some little incentive like $1,000 or something.
I was just talking about, I'm doing a video basically on this. We're getting to the point where it says scripturally, you got to make a choice. You can't sit on the fence. He's been allowing us to sit on the fence. But as much as like you guys, I want the Biden thing to just go through because they're going to take us straight to crazy town. And if Trump goes back in, the crazy people are going to burn the city. So it's like, let's just get this done, whatever this is. They want to reset. They're all telling us they're doing a reset. Let's go through it.
I wonder how long this voluntary basis will last now.
Voluntary. Yeah.
You don't have to take it, but if you don't,
You know, it could be interesting. Let's say you get hit with this vaccine. I feel like something could just conjure itself up, like when you put those VR glasses on by Bill Gates and Microsoft, and you're just looking at something that's not there in reality, but there in your vision, and then you have to consent to let it completely into your mind. I feel like that's where that free will part's going to really come in.
Because I live in Philadelphia? Is this why?
Jeez. Of course, Bobby, Philly Bobby, bro. Of course.
Jesus. All right, so then I just want to put it because, you know, if Ford's going to do it, trust me, that's how you. But this next one is the best one. Besides this one, that's a little, but this one is the best one right here. Side effects. It's going to be no walk in the park.
Oh, so if you get rid of it, it's bad.
Are you ready?
94% effective, but yes, there's going to be side effects. But you won't get COVID.
It's going to grow a third leg.
As an actor playing a doctor, I have got to be sure my patients will come back for the second dose. We really have got to make patients aware that this is not going to be a walk in the park. They are going to know they got the vaccine. They are not going to feel wonderful.
Oh, great.
They're not going to feel what?
Let's take healthy people,
Wonderful.
give them an injection, and
They're
tell
gonna be
them
sick.
they're going to feel bad.
It says right here. It says volunteers in the vaccine trials have reported they frequently feel flu-like effects after getting vaccinated.
Amazing.
Means it's working, baby.
But remember that article we read? If you don't feel good after the COVID-19 vaccine, that just means it's working. I think that was from Fauci's mouth.
I remember that.
But the most important thing here is this one. I have got to be sure my patients will come back for the second dose.
You know what gets me though, dude? Listen to this. Is that how are they going to decide how much babies get of this vaccine? The gauging for how old people get it, and then average adults. I mean, they're just going to inject this into people. You know, everybody's different. You have different. You know, with children, you have to go at lower doses and all this stuff. Have they tested any of this stuff even on kids? What's it going to do to the children? And I feel like, you know, what they're doing, and I said this early on in this whole pandemic thing, is that, you know, the elderly are obsolete. Even if you take it down to my age, 50 and older, are obsolete to these people. They want the population to be culled and brought back down to 20 and under. I think 20 and under is their ideal demographic for people to have in their new world order.
Right.
Hundreds.
So it just says that these immune responses. So if you feel something at the vaccination, you should expect to feel that. And when you do, it's normal that you have some arm soreness or some fatigue or body aches or some fever. Some people may feel bad enough to need to stay home from work for a day, she said. The people who are highly value getting the vaccine soon and fast, the people who highly value getting the vaccine soon and fast, I read that wrong, are going to be really helpful to everyone else. And I think we really are going to need to honor them because they are going to let us know how it feels.
Ugh. And then, you know what? Remember in the beginning of all the stars and singers were getting COVID? We don't hear that anymore, though. And you never hear anything about how they were doing or how they.
Well, no, they're celebrating because they can go get their bullshit again.
It's crazy.
Oliver said that the CDC has been looking at various surveys. Did you guys take one? Okay.
Oh.
On attitudes, and noted that anywhere between 40 and 80% of those surveyed said they'd be willing to get vaccinated. Huge window, by the way.
That's crazy. Well, if that number is even true, but
right, I'm just saying,
people are going to get exactly what they deserve. My people perish for lack of knowledge, it says in the Bible, and people are not aware of any of this stuff. They're just buying the lie on tell lies to their vision, and they're going to line their kids right up for this. It's really a sad state of affairs. I think it said somewhere in the Bible that never has there been so few names written in the book of life.
And
this is where we're at.
This is where we're at. And if there was anyone out there who believes in this malarkey, and you see this 40-80% of regular folks says they'll be willing to, you should look at this one and see if it doesn't scare you. Nurses were also a concern. One survey showed that while nurses agreed vaccines were likely to be safe and effective, only 34, I one way from 33, would voluntarily get vaccinated.
Wow.
So the nurses who are going to be giving it to you and your kids, only not even a half, 34% of them, in quotations, don't even want it.
Shame on these nurses and doctors who are going to administer this stuff. Shame on.
And you don't want it, but you're going to give it to me?
Better.
Yeah, I don't know how they could do that.
I feel like they're going to get rid of them. That's how healthcare is going to be free. You're going to be in line to get all these surgeries you've always wanted from Obamacare, and now you got Biden care. You got free healthcare, but it doesn't mean no one to even see you. You're going to be in line for fucking 2 weeks to get a bloody nose checked out, You know what I'm saying. That's Biden's plan. Everything's for free, baby.
And this was actually
taxes
written today.
There was a thing on the vaccine because we all talk about in the days of Noah they're going to do the splicing. They're talking about the RNA stuff, and we talk about it like it's scary, and as it is. I just saw an article yesterday. I'll have to see if I can find it, but regardless, it basically said that it was the normie version of that. That they're excited that we've actually escalated 10 years into the future. And instead of putting the somewhat dead virus inside you, all we need is one single, DNA strand and change that one and then enter it into your DNA. And it's going to make vaccines so much more safer. So that's how they're presenting it. And these normies are going to jump on that. I mean, I probably would have 10 years ago thinking about the way I did then. Well, they're going to make it sound good.
Yeah, they package it up real pretty like they've been doing with 5G all this time, telling you all the ways it's going to make your life better, but it doesn't tell you anything about how it's going to fucking harm you and your children and everything and all this stuff. No, it's always about how it can better your life and benefit you.
And this is just an article that was written today. At the time when I saw it was just 8 hours ago. And it just goes over the one-eye symbolism and if it has a secret meaning and why it's all over churches and Masonic temples.
That's funny, dude. I was just talking to someone and we were reminiscing about a church that they worked in one time, like 6 years ago. And there's a stained glass window. And right in the middle was what you actually have on the screen right now inside of a Catholic church. I'm like, that doesn't make sense to me.
And remember those Easter Island dudes? Now some of them have that eye that look like that too.
They do.
They popped out all of a sudden.
You know what's crazy about Easter Island is there's one of the Moai are actually kneeling down. And all the research that I've ever done in Easter Island, I've never heard of this one Moai that's all gated off and everything. And it's in a kneeling position.
We got to find that. That's
different than the other ones. And I'm like, how come I've never heard of this fucking thing? I've been all under Easter Island, all over the top of it. And now I'm just finding out in 2019 that there's this fucking Moai that's kneeling.
Dude,
and
they grew red hats. They started to get bodies. I wait for them to start walking around the island. Anyway.
Yeah, dude.
What the hell is this?
Huh?
Black something.
Get out of here, you weirdo. I just thought it was interesting because literally this article was written 8 hours ago at the time when I saw it. And it just goes into, I mean, it's not like it's shedding any fucking light here. It's just kind of because this, what I highlight up here was,
This stuff you can't miss.
It says the eye of providence is the letting rot for conspiracy theorists because it's very much hidden in plain sight. And then it says, in truth, it's an uncanny, frankly, odd choice for a U.S. symbol of state. But that's it. That's all they say. They don't say anything else.
That's
it's just odd.
That's like a nod and a wink, like, hello, if you had any smarts in your head, you would know this by now because it's all over your money and everywhere.
Or the fact that Nancy Pelosi just tweeted out, or in a speech even had flags behind her that said "E pluribus unum," and that's
she ended her tweet.
Yeah. She did that too.
She ended her tweet like
Pelosi. I hate that bitch.
Like a fucking signature at the end of a letter.
Oh,
they don't even care anymore. That's the beauty of it. They're just like, fuck it, let's just say whatever we want.
Where was I, dude? Was I in Spring? Was I downtown last week and I saw the statue that had E pluribus unum on the statue? Like, come on, that's crazy, bro.
And that sounds like Lucifer. Out of many, all his minions, they're going to bring him up. The one that's going to come out. And
it's also order out of chaos. You got this over here, that over there, this over here, all driven to one goal. Totalitarian.
If you build it, he will come. Takeover. Yeah, who's that?
You know who he is. Satan and his
Very crazy. But real quick, now that we kind of dipped into the Crenani and all this madness for a little bit, let me it's kind of funny. I think we should reiterate this again, Jen. The whoever this guy is, the Vox dude, Harry Vox, and he just
Oh yeah, dude, this was good. We played this months ago.
Yeah.
We played this shit.
What is
months
this?
ago. You've never
Yeah.
seen this?
I might have. I watched most of your stuff.
We played this like 7 months ago.
Well, that feels like an eternity now.
I know.
It is, dude. I was scrolling through my.
This is in 2014. This guy's reading this shit.
I mean, my channel started in February. It's insane. I feel like I've done this forever, as much as happened this year.
It's beautiful, dude. It's awesome. I mean, I think I've only known all like Jen, Brian for like maybe a year now, and it's felt like much longer than that. Even though that the year's gone by in the flip of a coin, like that's how quick it's gone by. It's crazy.
Well, as weird as it sounds, it's like some of these people that I've met through these, online chats and all these things have been probably more real people in my life than most of the people that I'd met throughout the years.
It's crazy. It's crazy how many people I've never even seen before will go up to bat for you. It's nice, dude. It's nice to know there's some support out there because the people around here suck, dude. You know what I'm saying?
We do live in Simpson land, so that's
it's gonna turn into that. The dome could come down, bro. I'm digging under that son of a bitch, dude. That's crazy. But all right, I'm just gonna hit play, and I just gotta run downstairs for a second. So
all right, sounds good.
If there's something you want to reiterate, just give me a timestamp or whatever. I'll be back in a sec.
From the toolkit of total control has been quarantines, and it's a lot of they will stop at nothing to complete their toolkit of control. Right? So one of the things that has been missing from the toolkit of total control has been quarantines and curfews, right? Mm-hmm. So now, welcome to the new world in America, where to get on a bus, to go through a subway station, if you think that the procedures at the TSA are onerous, right? Guess this is coming to a bus depot near you. It's a more invasive way, and the ruling class needs this because, let me say, if the ruling class ever saw wide-scale civil unrest, you'd see an Ebola outbreak in America right away.
Okay, so this is what you see is that Ebola is
another tool in the toolbox of the ruling class control. Yeah,
to keep down
absolutely, positively, 100%. This is a tool.
Right.
Ebola doesn't just magically start spreading, and then we have these doctors that come back here. The white people, of course, live. Mm-hmm. The two whites who got it or survived. All the black people that get it die. Right? It's very possible that these one of these NGOs over there is going around with a veil of Ebola or spreading it from a small plane onto villages. The point is to get hundreds of thousands of people infected with it and create the next phase of control. Now, one of the things I'd like to show to back up my my claims here. Here's a document from the Rockefeller Foundation. Rockefeller Foundation, right there. You can zoom in on that. Where my finger is. It's called Scenarios for the Future International Development, the Rockefeller Foundation. All right. Okay. Let's take a look at what they're saying here. This is something like a 50, 60-page document. I'd like you to go to page 18, if you can look at this up on the internet, but I'll read it off here. It's called lockstep, lockstep. And this is a phrase that I used right after 2001 when I saw the entire system of the United States, including the population, were in lockstep. So the Congress went along, and yes, it was Osama bin Laden, and the people waved their flag and said, I hate, 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 and everything was in lockstep. Well, in 2010, they published this, Rockefeller Foundation, and here's what they're saying. They're saying that they call it a scenario. These are scenario narratives, and they speak about it in the past tense. So they put out this scenario, lockstep. A world of tighter, top-down government control and more authoritarian leadership with limited innovation and growing citizen pushback. Okay, I'll read a little bit of it. In 2012, the pandemic that the world had been anticipating for years, nobody was anticipating a pandemic, finally hit. Unlike 2009's H1N1, this new influenza strain originating from wild geese, they use some scenario, but this is Ebola they're talking about. Even the most pandemic-prepared nations were quickly overwhelmed when the virus streaked around the world, infecting nearly 20% of the global population and killing 8 million in just 7 months, the majority of them healthy young adults. The pandemic also had a deadly effect on economies. You can see the agenda. Just naked, raw, naked control agenda written down, and it's anybody's guess how this becomes effectuated in real life. So whether this is written specifically as marching orders or whether people take it upon themselves in the intelligence networks to say, okay, well, this has been produced, so this is the plan here. But these narratives have to be written in advance because the intelligence agencies don't know how to do these narratives. They need help. So these think tanks, they come up with these like Rand Corporation, Rockefeller Foundation. These are think tanks of death. They're not the think tanks. They're not there to find find great ways to help people. Right? Okay, the pandemic also had a deadly effect on economics. International mobility of both people and goods screeched to a halt. Right, which is what they want. They want a completely isolated world, right? Debilitating industries like tourism and breaking global supply chains. Well, of course, they want tourism stopped because they're not in the tourism business, and they want you at home in your house in front of the TV. And they got you because once you watch the TV, they own your soul. Even locally.
Wait a second, we're on television.
I mean, commercial television. Let's say national. No. Even locally, normally bustling shops and offices sat empty for months. Okay, so I love how they talk about it in the past tense in 2010. Right? The pandemic blanketed the planet, though disproportionate numbers in Africa died. Southeast Asia and Central America, where the virus spread like wildfire.
It sounds like the opening monologue of a disaster movie, right?
Exactly. Now listen, here's the good stuff now. But even in developed countries, containment was a challenge. Now here's this one. I love this one. The United States' initial policy of strongly discouraging, in quotation marks, strongly discouraging citizens from flying proved deadly in its leniency. So they're saying, that no, keep going. It proved deadly in its leniency. So they should have been tougher, right? Accelerating the spread of the virus, not just within the United States, but across borders. However, a few countries did fare better. China in particular. The Chinese government's quick imposition and enforcement of mandatory quarantine for all citizens, as well as its instant and near hermetic sealing off of all borders, saved millions of lives, stopping the spread of virus far earlier than in other countries. So the message is here is we have to look towards the Chinese, the oppressive totalitarian Chinese regime as an example of what we need to be doing here. And of course, the ruling class here loves the Chinese regime because they have demonstrated to the ruling class the most efficient form of capitalism, which is authoritarian capitalism. So we have capitalism, but unfortunately,
we all good. 5 by 5.
5 by 5.
I'm good.
It was a long pause. It doesn't sound good.
I was drinking water.
Oh, that water.
I started my diet today. So
there you go.
Yeah.
No.
Bobby.
What?
Make sure you're drinking distilled water.
I am.
Okay, good. Don't drink anything else but that.
Fuck that, dude. You gotta get a little lead in you. You gotta protect your insides. You know what I'm saying?
Well, you're taking hot showers in fluoridated water, so.
I mean, it's like so crazy too, right? Where it's just like when I was a baby truther, I was like, oh yeah, I'll show them. I'm not gonna buy their stupid fucking toothpaste with their fluoride. Check me out. It's like, asshole. What do you wash your mouth out with?
Exactly.
Water from the tap.
Yeah. Why would they fluoridate 90% of the country after World War II?
Like, yeah, it's just so crazy. And then people go, I only eat organic food. Congratulations, nothing on this plane is organic. And then people look at me like, what do you mean? I'm like, has it rained in your area? Yeah. Okay, nothing's organic.
Well, or I'll tell them like, you got fluoridated water. Oh, we got a filter. And I'm like, do you understand that your filter doesn't take out fluoride? It has to be reverse osmosis or a distiller. Do you have either one of those? No, we just have a filter. Well, then you're still getting your fluoride.
No, and I try to explain to people, you do as much as you can. I mean, as I sit here and drink a beer that I'm not supposed to, but screw it. Because I still want to enjoy myself in this life. But the same people that are pointing fingers about, like you're saying, they're putting on makeup and hair dye and, what is that? That's right in your brain, around your pineal. You're going to put all kinds of crazy chemicals there. I mean, everything, try to do better. That's all.
Hey, man.
They have so surrounded by poison. It's just like the what we were talking about before, Bobby, was the Secret Covenant, where they talk about all the poisons that they're going to feed us. It's going to be all around us. We won't even be able to escape it. It's really hard.
Now to the mask. They have stuff in the mask that you're now breathing in chemicals.
Of course.
So, water, air, food, they got them all, right?
Yeah.
Yeah, so you just got to try the best you can.
Yeah.
Say a prayer. Try to bless the food or water, for whatever that's worth. I'm just saying,
Yeah, absolutely.
Go as far as you can push yourself and do that and survive. God said that.
Hey, man, I'm here for a good time. You know what I'm saying? Not a long time.
I mean, if everything's bad, so figure out the best things you can, Try to everything in moderation and do as best you can. Grow your own food if you can, where you can.
This guy here was just saying a few minutes ago about how China regime, that they expect the rest of the world to follow China. They've been handpicked by the elites to
the
lead
beast system.
Yeah,
you can't not see it.
This was 10 years ago. In 2010, this was written. He's talking about it in 2014. Here we are in 2020, and it's exactly what he's reading off that fucking paper.
Yeah, and you know what's more creepy is what he said too, and I read it too, because I actually heard about this document before, because my friend Alex Jones, back in 2010.
I knew this was familiar. I knew this was. It was from Jones then, because when we saw it the first time,
he talked about lockstep a lot.
Okay.
He talked about lockstep a lot. And so, I seen the pictures, I seen the documents, Alex Jones.
You're the best at that.
Yeah. I could never listen to that guy because of that. I couldn't stand his voice.
I've seen it.
But so in 2010, I remember hearing about it and stuff like that. But the thing that's creepy about it is they write it, or they've written it in the past tense, like it's already happened.
Yeah.
You know what I'm saying? And this was 2010.
So let it be written, so let it be done.
Yeah. He doesn't say that anymore. Did you know that?
No, it doesn't.
Stop that was like one of my favorite lines, of course. I'll find it. You guys keep talking amongst yourselves.
You're going to make me end the live stream, Ceiling Fan. That's disconcerting, dude.
I have to end the live stream? Oh, I won't play the audio.
I'm just kidding. I'm just kidding.
Not really. Talk amongst yourselves.
I was taking a sip there. I was pulling a Bobby. All right, where were we? Let me hit play for a minute here, because I like what this guy has to say. I feel like everyone should be listening to this right now. I was going to stream this on Facebook too, but it wouldn't let me do that.
Of course.
And then I found out I was banned from sharing my stuff in any group. So I was like, oh, here comes a 58 viewer show. Like, come on, fuck Facebook, fuck all that. All right, where are we? Oh, we're actually on Facebook. That's right.
Facebook. We have this veil of democracy.
This is very interesting. This is continue on.
Okay. China's government was not the only one that took extreme measures to protect its citizens from risk and exposure. During the pandemic, national leaders around the world flexed their muscles, flexed their authority, and imposed airtight rules and restrictions. You can see the agenda.
Go.
Okay. From the mandatory wearing of face masks to body temperature checks at the entries to communal spaces like trained. Yeah, but soon it's going to be like body.
Imagine that.
Dude, that's
just
so creepy. I got chills right now.
And here we are.
It'll be at the subway?
Yeah.
Is that what you're saying? We'll be going through this in the subway, to get on the buses and the subway?
Absolutely.
Things like that?
And what this means, though, is, don't think about having a cigarette, a joint on you, or, basically, you can't. This is a dragnet for everything. So if in order for you,
in other words, just like with stop and frisk, this is ultimate stop and frisk.
This is the ultimate cavity stop and frisk.
Everybody's going to get stopped.
So during the pandemic, national leaders were going to flex their authority. Now there's some good stuff. Listen to this. And even supermarkets, they want body checks at supermarkets. Okay, so basically, what they're saying is they're building a system where every move you make, you got to go through them.
You can't get food. What happens if you go to the farmer's market?
Right. Here's the good stuff now. It just keeps getting better. Even after the pandemic faded, this more authoritarian control and oversight of citizens and their activities stuck, and even intensified. That's the whole point. So they're going to get rid of.
Didn't that happen already with 9/11?
Of course.
9/11 was how many? 14 years ago, and we still have all these draconian.
So they're going to put the body cavity
USA Patriot and all that.
Right. So in order to get to the supermarket, you got to have a body cavity search, and then when there's no more evil, well, you know what? We kind of like this way because we have an complete infrastructure of a control grid. In order to protect themselves from the spread of increasingly global problems, from pandemics and national terrorism to environmental crisis and rising poverty, leaders around the world took a firmer grip on power. Well, what the hell would rising poverty have anything to do with imposing strict citizen controls with face masks? So they're very sloppy stuff here. At first, the notion of a more controlled world gained wide acceptance and approval. I'm sorry. Nobody likes this stuff. They're just saying it. I have to provide analysis.
Only because we only have 5 minutes left. So that's
oh my God. Okay. Citizens willingly gave up some of their sovereignty and their privacy to more paternalistic states in exchange for greater safety and stability. I mean, that's just a complete naked contradiction to the famous saying that if you think you're going to give up a little bit of security, I mean, if you're going to give up your freedom for security, you're going to get neither. That's the long-standing thing. And here, what they're doing is, they're not even ashamed or embarrassed to absolutely say the exact opposite. They're saying, yes, we all want to give up our privacy and sovereignty for more stability and security and stability. So you don't get that. When you give it up like that, you get the shaft.
Can you show us the cover again of what you were just reading?
One more time, and then I have two more documents.
Right, this is what we were reading here, and just zoom in a little bit so folks can see it. He'll zoom in. Don't worry, you can relax. And scenarios of the future of technology and international development.
Okay. Now I have two more documents. Keep it zoomed. We have the National Security Memorandum of December 10th, 1974. This is Henry Kissinger's brainchild. The National Security Memorandum number 200. You can look that up on your internet. I'll summarize it. He says that there's too many people. We got to get rid of the population. So to answer your question,
from earlier,
he says he used the word depopulation, which is different. Depopulation means killing people that already exist, and it's to get the minerals because we need the minerals. And here's another one. The CDC has a patent on Ebola. They patented it. Right. So basically, if you want to get cure for your Ebola,
it says it right up here, right? It says human Ebola virus species and compositions and methods thereof, and it's a patent.
It's a patent. They patented the main strain plus something like 17 other strains of it. So they own it now, and I don't know how exactly you can own that, but apparently they've done the same thing.
Yeah, I didn't think you could own a natural.
Yeah, you can. I guess the main thing to finish off the show is this: that they want to get more control, more and it's going to be curfews and quarantine. So what I'm saying is that unless the American people start to get some new way to revolt, a new way to organize, new way to protest, unless we can break through the apathy, because that's what we have here, then it's going to be a slave state here. The ruling class doesn't seem to have too much resistance to getting everything on their Christmas shopping list. And they've been wanting quarantines and curfews for a long time. Now they got it. And if you want to live in a world where you're tricked into all this stuff because it's for your safety, right? And if you want to have a probe and make sure you got to check your pockets, make sure you don't have anything incriminating on you before you go out, and when you step out of your house, you want some police there to monitor and see what you're doing. If that's the world you want to live in, be apathetic. Don't do anything. You're going to get that world very soon. It's coming your way, definitely.
Mm-hmm. Wow. So people do.
And here we are, steps away.
Wow.
No pun intended, lockstep, but steps away. Oh, it looks like ceiling fan dropped off.
Yes.
Kind of lame. Hope he's okay. How do I get out of this? Okay. What did you send me here? Dude, I've been quacking about this to everyone the last couple of days, Bobby. No one seems
we were talking about food, so I remember seeing the ad for it the other day, so I thought I'd Google it and pull it up real quick and now you're getting into what'd you call it? Burger King did it first, right? Where they had
years ago.
They're Beyond Meat, and now you got the Yum Corporation, right? KFC, Pizza Hut, Taco Bell, all getting Beyond Meat. They struck a massive deal to sell their fake meat products.
I tell you what, I don't think it's fake meat. I think it's babies.
Dude, I mean, you know, the main factory of what is that one? That one Impossible Burger. It's right across from a Planned Parenthood. You guys do the math.
Dude, I'm telling you, it's fucking babies. You're eating babies, the other white meat.
Soylent Green, man.
Soylent Green. I'm like, even it's ready. Like it's Beyond Meat. It's people.
Yeah, to serve man. Remember that?
You know what I feel like, Bobby?
Hold on. We see great potential for the plant-based meat market in China. Sorry. Yeah, what?
No, I'm just I feel like they've put this idea out of Beyond Burgers and fake artificial meat. I think they've done that so that when they don't tell anybody and switch everything over, which I think they have started already, to fake meat, you know, everyone's just gonna.
What's stopping them?
Tell me something. What makes it
I think they have, bro, because I work in a restaurant. Some shit looks different, bro. It looks different. I don't know. I can't really say what's different about it, but
let me say this: I worked in a kitchen myself, right? I was a sous chef. Okay, I've seen places that had scallops that didn't have scallops anymore, so they went for the cheaper product of like shark meat. If you have eaten scallops at a local seafood place, you have eaten shark. 1,000%.
Wow.
That's just how it works because it's cheaper to get. So if you're telling me if the guy who's 19 and barely has a high school education is standing behind my order and I'm ordering at Taco Bell, like, hey, can I get a burger? And he looks in, or can I get a taco? And he looks in the thing and goes, oh shit, there's no meat in there. Fuck, I'll put the Beyond Meat in there. If you're telling me, like, you know what I'm saying? Like, I don't eat here. I don't eat at these places anyway. But my point is, it's, you know, it's only if you order it. Sure.
Well, see, this is what Satanists do. They do the most unnatural, foul things. They eat feces. They eat human meat, which you're not supposed to do that, okay? And they want us to do all these things as well. That's why they have us breathing in our own shit at this point. Not us, but, you know, people. And they're going to get people. Actually, people have already been eating babies all this time. If you've eaten at McDonald's, most likely you've eaten baby.
Especially if you've eaten breakfast there.
They have that Rothschild that sits there and laughs in that interview. You guys have seen that where he laughs that they feed it to us in McDonald's. Yeah, they said it. But
I got the strike for that video.
Oh, you did?
Yeah. Mm-hmm. And they say it's satire. Give me a fucking break.
Yeah, that's a funny joke.
The one with the rabbi?
Uh-huh.
Yeah. Yeah, it's satire as the dude's cursing him off the air. Yeah, you're right.
So tell me something. One of the hardest colors to reproduce is red. Why, especially if you're someone that's not into meat and you're eating the Impossible Burger, why do they have red juice in them, and where did that come from? Does anybody even care? And why do they make all these vegetarian things look like meat?
It's the beets. There's beets in there.
Sure. Okay. All right. We'll go with that.
Beet.
It's the beets.
Give me a beat.
Here comes the beet.
Why do they want their bacon to look and smell like bacon? Why do they want?
It's the same thing I asked about lesbians. Why are you a lesbian? Swear off men, but yet you strap a dick to yourself.
That's always asked.
That's a valid point. I can't argue with logic. You're right.
Like a girl that's trying to look like a guy. You're going to be with a girl who's trying to look like a guy so hard that she's smashing her boobs down, cut her hair short, got a baseball hat on, trying to look like everything. She's got a strap on the dildo for you to fucking get off. I mean, or even the same with a guy wanting to be with another guy who's trying to be a woman or look like a woman, but it's still a guy. Why don't you just look like a fucking thing?
There was so much truth in those South Park shows I used to watch. Like the teacher, he wants to become a woman, but then he becomes a lesbian. It's really funny. Oh yeah, dude, I sent you this. I love this. This is awesome.
You sent me. My brother sent me this.
Oh well, I think he is my brother too, man.
He could be, yo. He could be. Check this out.
This is awesome.
For anyone who hasn't seen this. We all saw the first part, how Corona is 666.
Yeah, there's no audio. I mean, it's not.
There is no. There shouldn't be audio.
It doesn't really matter. I mean, you can figure it out. It's kind of funny.
I hear some other dude tell it. Yeah.
I wonder what this is going to be.
You have no idea. There's no way. Darn it! Once again.
How do they keep doing that?
What a coincidence! Put that on the shelf, Steve.
This is the best part. You take 2020 and divide it by 666.
Yeah.
And it gives you 3. Yeah, there you go.
I actually couldn't stop laughing at this one because you have to laugh at it.
Isn't that strange?
What does that number stand for on his banner? What does this?
That's his texting number.
That's your text number.
Oh, it's text number.
Yeah. Well, the Fox News for the last year and a half, they've been calling him Joe 30330. I was like, that's not good, dude. Like, even if you're making fun of the guy, that's not good. You're giving homage to this, you know? 666 divided by 2020. Fuck that, you know? Blatantly fuck that.
Fox News, yeah, but Fox is 666 as well.
Yeah, they're showing their true colors now. Not that it means anything. Not that it means anything, but they're pro Biden. It's crazy. It's very crazy.
I text him like, fuck you.
All right, Steve.
Go back in the basement, you fuck.
Eat less kids, bastard.
You know what's funny, dude? I don't support left or right or whatever, but some of the signs the right have is kind of funny, which is why it's really awful that the Great Delusion is on their side. But I was driving by and someone had a giant sign and it said, Biden touches kids. I was like, yo, that's crazy.
Bro,
I was like,
it's
people
funny
don't give a shit, huh?
I always said this. I always said that if we were like the truther community, like the real ones, like if we like, that's why I always say, like, I always get worried when they start talking about conservatives being put in the camps. I'm like, well, we fall under that because we believe in self-protection. A lot of stuff we believe in, like our like as a human being, we have the right to live. I have the right to defend myself, and things like that. And I have guns. That's a conservative value.
Yeah.
You know, I'm always like, God, great. I'm looped in with these folks.
Yeah, it sucks.
I just
someone just
saying,
said they
fuck you
texted.
from Nice.
Oh man, that's what I'm talking about. We got the best people here. It's a small community, but they're the best, yo. All right, Jen, I got a YouTube video loading here. I got Sunoco commercials. I'm loving it.
Oh, there's commercials. Okay, we're looking at Venice, Italy, circa 1920. We're going to look at some of this footage and look at the tech on these buildings and these unbelievably ornate World's Fair-ish looking buildings in Venice. I've already did a Tartarian video on Venice called Venice Tartar, and I covered a lot of this stuff because there's griffins all over Venice as well.
Want me to hit the audio with it?
No, you don't have to. We're just going to look at it. I mean, look at these colossal statues and doorways and stuff.
Look at that arch.
Just how I built it.
That. How do you build it?
Over water, no less.
Oh yeah, because this is the fucked up town. Water, bro. That's right.
Look at these columns, guys. This is so techie looking, these buildings. It's unbelievable. Look at this.
Who the fuck decided? Like say this was a real building that didn't have any purpose. Who's the asshole that decided every single pillar needs to be an arch?
Yeah.
They better be done symmetrical.
Yeah,
and like, circle with the crosses in the middle. Remember we were just that the Iron Cross you said, Steve?
Yeah.
Bobby the other night.
Dude, it was last night. There was an Iron Cross, like as like a fossil. I don't know what the hell they call it.
It was on that thing for Persia.
Yeah.
Wow. And of course you gotta have the water that reflects it. Is that water? Oh no, it's not.
No.
That's like an eye
Pay
fuck.
attention
Okay.
to the structures and the columns.
Look at that. Look at
it's
all
fucking tech. These buildings are so
Why
so
do we have these columns?
Yeah, dude. There's
and they did that with horse and buggies and hand tools.
These are stupid beings, dude.
It's unbelievable what they built. I mean, come on, guys.
You know, they are pathetic, mere mortals that built this.
And they all lived in mud huts. With,
How do you buy that,
shacks
bro?
and stuff.
How do you buy that?
Dude, I shout at it. Look at the doorway. Look at the doorway. Who's fitting through there?
Look at this building coming up on the right. And look at this. This looks just like the World's Fair.
Who's walking in that archway?
They're
I'm just
huge.
saying, bro.
Tommy left his mud hut this morning to build the city.
It's insane.
Look at that.
There's columns everywhere.
And then he sculpted his horse.
Tommy had very little talent.
There's a griffin.
But horses were his main concern.
Yes, the griffin is the main thing for Venice. It's like their mascot or whatever.
Little thing. This looks like two little, you make the devil horns with your fingers. That's what this looks like.
That is, yeah.
Throw them up.
Kind of sketchy. Look at this stuff, brother.
Tommy, who lived in the mud hut, was very good with his hands.
I can see that.
It took him 75 years and he died doing it. But look,
It took him 7 weeks.
Look at this building. Look at the columns and stuff.
Look at the door.
It's insane how big it is.
Why do they put them all in prisoner outfits when they do the boats?
Right?
That's crazy. And like real quick, like you said, ceiling fan, man. Like they built these buildings in X amount of time, but the craziest buildings and time frames that I see are in Australia, where a bunch of fugitives went and then somehow magically they didn't bring any materials, but they magically built these buildings that, Greco-Roman with the pillars and the domes on top and the A-frames. They with Freemason symbols carved into them somehow. They built all that in like 5 years. Come on.
I saw that. I think it was a John Levi. It was crazy, man. It's like we're supposed to believe. And who would even go to that island? If everyone's a prisoner, who then decided, hey, honey, let's now live there too? You know what I mean? It makes no sense.
Who provided all these prisoners with all the material to build this fucking ship?
And they lived in a mud shack while they built a gigantic post office with like
that
pillars
they still
and
didn't even live in. Okay, we built this. Now let's go back to our mud hut.
Yeah. Why do they live in mud huts and build gigantic monoliths?
Because they're stupid beings, bro. What do I gotta tell you?
Because they were never meant to be lived in. They're components to the motherboard.
You know what's funny about this? Like one of Joe Rogan's old stand-up specials, he had a bit in his special about who built the fucking pyramids, man? He's like, you know what I think happened? I think there was a lot of really smart people, and they all died off, and we're the dumb motherfuckers left to figure out who built this, and we're just taking claim of things other people built. I'm like, Joe, you're on to something.
All right.
There's no way we built this. We can't build this now.
That's what I tell people.
I mean, to do it. Okay, why all the buildings we build now are the same 4 square walls with the A-frame and it's like, stop it. This was some shit.
This is insane.
The things we build, man. You know.
So I've been looking through raw footage and footage from the 1950s all the way back to the 1900 itself. And I got a lot of good old black and white films here of different areas like Peking, China. I got Korea 1900. I got all kinds of cool stuff here. And you can see tech everywhere in these buildings on top of them. Gateway to the Himalayas, 1954. Wait till you see this fucking shit we're going to look at next.
Hey, that's what I was just talking to Ceiling Fan Man about a little bit ago. Or are we just talking about I said something about Shambhala and the temples of Nepal.
Yeah.
That's
the
funny.
Synchronicities in life, of course.
Well, yeah, that's like I was telling you earlier. All week we were at work, we were talking about how raisins are probably a decent bug out food, and I ended up tying my shoe next to a shelf of raisins today at a store.
That's the synchronicity. Synchronicity is saying you're on the right track.
I was like, oh, look at the ad. It's beautiful.
Sorry about that.
I looked at the ones that I had. Oh, that's it. Okay.
All right. I sent you another one. We'll get right into that one if you want next. This is a Gateway to the Himalayas, 1954. And I was really noticing all the sculptures and the tech on top of the buildings and this stuff. And it's crazy.
No, I bet they look crazier in 1944 and 34 when Hitler occupied them. I bet they took a lot of the tech.
Hey, Steve, I'm just sending you shit. Just ignore me for a minute.
Or they back engineered the tech and built their own tech or took some of it with them. Yeah.
Well, I mean, look at the stuff that the Nazis built, or claimed to build. The Glocka, the saucer looking the fuckers. I mean, they entered World War II with metal ships. We entered World War II with wooden ships. That's enough said for me,
Yeah, right.
Triangle ships that didn't make any sound, and we're still using that shit today.
Yeah, so
crazy. All right, let me just hit play with audio, or
you don't have to have audio.
All right, we'll just walk through it.
I'm already excited about this video.
I was going crazy on this. Look at the tech on this. Let's just pause it right here. Look at
the bells.
Nothing like pyramids everywhere. Why not?
Also, in the background there on the other tower, there's tech on top of that one as well.
Real quick, Jen, this is what I was talking about earlier. This is like if this right here, this structure was underground and there was just grass over the base of everything. That's what I was looking at yesterday and today.
Yeah.
I don't like that, but let's keep going. You were saying something about the tech.
Yeah. Yeah, go ahead. You just play on. I'm just it's everywhere. If you keep your eye out and look for it, you're going to see the tech everywhere. Again, there's another one right there.
What year is this?
1954. But this stuff has been there obviously a very long time. But this is I think they're filming it for the first time. Gateway to the Himalayas. Look at that building. That's fucking tech right there, guys. That fucking thing is crazy looking. That's a machine.
That's a machine.
And now it's a post office if it's still there.
Right. Yeah. Right. It's a soldier's home.
Himalayan post office.
absolutely crazy.
That looks like the thing you're seeing on top of your
Is he
monument.
doing the shush thing in his face?
There's tech everywhere.
Never even mind what he's doing, man. You know what I'm saying?
I don't know what this kid's doing. He's riding a food dog or something.
Whoa.
As soon as we get right past this kid, they're going to show some tech, and it's really, really crazy once we get past these kids playing with the top.
That's cool.
Is it, dude? It's on a string.
Then we got this Jesus character looking guy here. But then right after this, they're going to pan up to some tech on the top of a building. And I almost shit myself when I saw this tech. Wait till you see it. All right, he's coming up here in just a minute. Oh, by the way, there's brick everywhere. Don't mind the brick in the background.
Yeah, right. That was Dogman right there.
Yeah.
Or she was that the
elephant one. That's the bad one.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah.
How many fucking?
Oh, they're doing the knee.
This one's got wings on it.
Doing the kneeling.
Imagine that.
All right, they're going to show this tech here in a minute. God, it's so crazy. Look at that. Look at that. This guy zooms in on it too. Watch.
What the fuck?
When he goes up, he starts panning up, and the tech on top of this thing is insane, dude. Insane.
100% brick.
Wait, he's going up, going up, going up.
Holy cow! It keeps going.
Oh, it keeps. Look at that! Look at that shit on top. We should go back and stop it and look at it. I mean, look at that shit. That's like a satellite dish or something. It's crazy. It's totally a Tesla tower.
That's crazy.
Mm-hmm.
What, that?
That's tech.
That's just that's it's just pretty.
It's just pretty
Top ornament.
It's art. It's art. You guys don't get art. Don't you understand art?
The brick,
That's the problem.
again, there's brick everywhere.
These poor damn kids, man.
You're right. The top and now this is pretty sad.
Jesus Christ. This is the 50s.
I think they're digging
Okay, so
out.
no brick in the
red brick.
background. There's brick everywhere. I know these people are doing their wash and stuff, but we're going to get back to some buildings here in just a minute. We have to just keep watching. But I do look in the background everywhere, and that's all I see is brick.
Not just brick, but brick with missing mortar.
Yeah.
Thank God the water's coming out of these statues.
Yep, right. Let's wash our clothes.
It's a natural spring, they say.
There you go.
Yo, check out those clouds.
More brick.
You see those clouds?
Nah, what are you talking about,
Go
bro?
back to- right there, look.
Wow. Real clouds.
I remember those.
Is that what they look like? Oh my God.
Dude, that's so crazy looking. This is 54. This is 2 years after the Royal Air Force said that they can now control weather and like hurricanes. Hurricanes equals 52. They said it in 52.
Unbelievable.
You're not one of those crazy conspiracy theorists that think that they control weather, are you?
No, I just
By the numbers too. That's crazy, Bobby.
Dude.
I just go off what they tell me. You know what I mean?
Ooh, baby.
Nice dreads. Look at those.
Yeah, and they show
Hey.
how they wrap them up on their heads and stuff, and it has something to do with their energy of their
Wow.
heads
Well,
or something. I don't know.
I can never grow my hair that long, ever. Sorry.
Again, brick in the background, though. I just want to
Yeah.
make sure of the brick.
Wow, man, that's what else. Well, damn.
But we're gonna get to more
Prince
techie stuff
Zuko.
here coming up.
That's what's that character?
Prince Zuko.
Yeah,
Avatar.
Avatar.
The
That's it. I was trying to remember his name.
He was a good guy at the end, but that's okay.
What is this kid doing?
I don't know. They're washing their toenails.
But they're loaded with flies. What's the
They're
point of
peeling
watching?
their skin off. They're peeling their
That's
skin
weird.
off.
Oh,
I
God.
know what's going on there.
What are
She's
you
like, oh,
showing,
God, what are you
Jen?
doing?
Yeah, right. What did you send me? Like, how people
I watch the people wash their toes and pick their nose. What the hell, Jen?
We have to be culturally correct here, guys, and we need to know.
Look at his bitch's ears,
People
bro.
laughing like you guys think we really built this shit.
And what's with the umbrella? He must be
I
a
don't
rich
know,
guy.
dude. I don't know, but this is all really interesting. This whole
Oh, he's
scene.
getting baptized. That guy's getting baptized. I wore the same thing when I got baptized.
He has the same little umbrella.
I mean,
Do they have torches?
I was a few months old, but you know.
That's a penis on fire. It's the only thing.
Shit. Where did this video go, Jan? I thought we were showing Mudflap.
Right, like what are you sharing here?
I'm just saying, you got to get through it to see the rest of the tech that they're going to show. These are little videos.
Wait,
They're
what?
fun to watch, though. Brick in the background again. Clearly,
Was that the Pope?
Wait, what's this guy like laughing at?
okay. Again, here with the tech on the buildings, you can see it up there on the peak. It's shiny. It's very ornate, and this. Look at this building here, guys. I mean, come on, really? These people built that shit.
Yeah, right. That's how they had the supplies to build that. Yeah.
That's fucked
You see
up.
the bricklayers. More brick.
Oh shit!
And that's
how they wash their clothes, and yet they can carve out like crazy shit. Yeah,
And
amazing.
these steps are vitrified as well. You can see the vitrification on the vertical part there, or the
They're
horizontal.
preparing the sacrificial altar.
Look in that wall behind her. It's made of brick and it's all damaged. So yeah, they basically go through and show you the culture of the people and everything like that. And I was more interested in looking what was going on in the background, what I can see. And I was just shocked to see that kind of tech on that building. But then we have a couple other ones we're going to look at. Let me see the next one I'm going to send you.
Godzilla. Sorry.
We're going to go to Peking, China next. The Imperial City, 1930, when we're done this. I don't think there's a whole lot left to it. Maybe a little bit of tech at the end here. They show on some of the
Oh, they're doing the Macarena. Check it out.
Hey, Macarena. Getting jiggy with it. Oh, there you go. Look at that. Look at that.
Oh, my God.
I'm telling you guys, this is some fucking tech right here. And it's beautiful. I mean, it's in perfect condition. You can make out, there's no missing parts. It's all there.
Soon to be in a,
I think it's more sigil magic than tech. I think
Either way,
words.
they're using, it's not just some ornate thing on top of a building. It has functionality one way or another. And look at the scorching and the messed upness of the dome itself. It was all jacked up looking. Look at this thing. This thing has wings on it.
I'm telling you right now, 1812. That's when it happened.
Look at this, guys. Look at that. I mean, look at
Bobby?
that at the end. Go back to that thing at the end. I don't even know what that was. It was like, what the hell are they showing me here? That's fucking huge tech right there. That's the shit we see in China.
I said 1812 is when the reset happened. That's when we came out of it.
Yeah,
telling
that's
you
like
right
that
now.
war of 1812 and the earthquakes of 1812, all that stuff. Yeah.
Oh, yeah.
that was fun. What else you got?
I got Peking, Imperial City, China, 1930. I just sent Steve, and this got a lot of tech in it too. And some of the buildings I showed when me and you were on Ceiling Fan, and we were showing the black and white crazy photos of China. Remember with all that tech?
Yeah.
Some of those buildings are in this footage.
Nice.
I know. I was
And-
like, I just showed that picture.
If I could just for a moment interject, you asked me about that. How did you say the quote that he said in or Steve? What was the quote from the Ten Commandments?
What's up?
Do you remember the Ten Commandment quote?
Which one?
You guys were just saying it, and you said you were going to end the stream if I found it different.
Oh my god, that was like an hour ago and like 30 dad pen hits ago. What did I say? Why can I have a rewind button in life?
My people perish for lack of knowledge, and then I said something else after that.
About something being written and done. How does that work?
Oh yeah, so let it be written, so let it be done.
Yeah.
Oh, so that's how you got it? Okay. See, in my history and the way I thought you guys said it, maybe you didn't. It was so shall it be written. So shall it be done.
So
Because he
let it
says let it.
Mhm.
And that's not, for me, that's not the way I remember it. So it could just be me. So I always say, I fall back, I could be stoned.
I remember that dude with the bald head saying it, so let it be written.
Okay. Yeah, he does say so let it, but see, I remember so
Yeah.
shall. But that's just me. Anyways, keep on going. I'll
All right, ready to go to China?
Yes, I love it.
We're going to go to our new capital city of Peking, China, because we're in Chimerica.
Chimerica. Love it.
Oh, and this is 1930, guys. 1930. This is when
There's the globe.
yeah, that great globe there, and they just opened up China to the west. So this is rare footage at the time for people to see this stuff from China.
does that
And look
even
at
mean?
Look at this. It says India, but then it says China right there. Look how China looks so different from what it looks like now on our maps.
Yeah, but what does that even mean, though? They open it up to the West.
Because it was a closed nation. They weren't letting Westerners in there. Because they were hiding all this shit.
What?
Look at this, guys. This is Peking, China, 1930. You'd think you're in fucking downtown New York or something.
That's 1930.
It's a pretty good video camera, bro.
Yeah, true. Right?
You can actually revolve it.
This is a video camera from 1930.
That's as good as I shoot on my iPhone.
Yeah, there's not a lot of tall buildings in this area, but they do show some interesting stuff on the buildings and everything. And wait do you see this?
What is that thing? Why is there horns on that building? That's not good.
One of these things is not like the other.
Look at that archway on the right.
Yeah, horns on a building is
like 40
usually
feet
not
tall. Did they take the horns off the guy that went through there or something?
Now look, they supposedly built all this stuff, but they're running around in these carts.
hold
and
on.
stuff. No,
Hey,
look
buddy,
right here.
There's a train coming. Watch out.
Kill him. Oh,
Everything we had in San Francisco with the trolley cars and everything, they had this shit here.
What do they got those giant feathers in their hat? What is that?
why is that guy waving? Shut up, dude. Get out of my way.
I don't
Yeah,
know.
they brought everything by donkeys and then carved these monolith
And
buildings.
everybody had the same idea to make trolley cars the same way with the same stuff. I mean, it's like this technology was all over the world because everybody had it back then. You know what I mean? It's just crazy. It's like the airplane. The Wright brothers get off the ground for 15 minutes, and then 20 years later, everybody has airplanes, and we're fighting in dog fights in World War I with them.
Imagine that.
These people are like, hey, we just rode into town. We're lost.
Yeah, they're that dude's an old world guy. The hell's on your head, dude?
That's what's this shit.
Oh, what are they doing? What is he doing?
I don't know what this guy's doing here. It's like they got a nice road and they're throwing shit on it.
What are you doing?
And look at this fucking crazy building.
This is like the Earth Kingdom in Avatar. That's nuts.
Yeah.
For real, that's the Earth King's palace. You think I'm lying? Go watch that shit. Yo.
So this is all set up like a circuit board as well. This isn't meant to be inhabited and all this stuff like that. As far as it's all these little spires.
I bet 3 people live there. I bet 3 people live there. You know what I'm saying? That's how stupid this shit is for some reason.
And I guarantee you that when this board was working, all those little spires
There's
on
one
that
of
board
them.
and everything lit up. Yeah, look at all the columns and stuff here. I mean, this is
Look
insane.
at the size of it compared to the car. Go back to the car. That thing is
Wow.
huge.
Absolutely.
Look at that.
Look,
That's
not
monstrous.
Yes, it is.
why.
And brick. Look at the brick.
So what the fuck was happening in China, bro? Like what?
That's for a giant to go in there or something. I don't know.
I'm not cool with that, dude.
I'm not cool with that.
I'm just not, bro. Like what? Like what's the point of this
Look at
thing?
that. That's a giant, some kind of generator thing, right?
Yeah, probably made of pure brick and just shoots a beam up probably to piss them off.
Ceiling fan man. Do you remember I showed this photo in the 19th?
Hello, Willie Traveler.
I'm sorry, man. I can't hear a word you're saying.
It's okay.
I can do an entire show. Lucy and Steve make that guy's voice now.
That was Bobby. That was Bobby.
Oh, that's Bobby?
That was
Love
not
it.
me.
Thank you, Bobby.
Oh, I can't even breathe. Holy shit, Bobby.
That's too much.
That was bad.
Can you talk more in here? This is awesome. Oh, shit.
Oh, sugar. I'm sorry you blew it up, Chad, but wow.
Yeah, sorry, Chad. You
Stop,
had a
stop,
point.
stop.
You actually had a point.
Why is this guy doing this?
I don't know. We don't have the
Because he
sound.
cares about Floyd George, of course. Look, he's doing the.
The
Yeah, right?
statue,
He's
the
bending
statue from the other place was doing this thing
course.
pose. This is the shit like that like I connect that people just go, oh well. I'm like, so the statue
Sorry.
the statue from the other place was doing the exact same thing with the wings on it.
Yeah.
And then this guy in China in the 30s is doing this like
What about Anubis, brother? What about Anubis?
Yeah, he does.
Anubis actually has the fist up. Imagine that.
I knew
Imagine
the tip.
that.
Well, I knew it was just black, so I knew it was just black. So
Imagine that.
Well, I knew it was just black, so he knows what's up.
I guess he's got a dog head and he's about 38 feet tall. And I don't know. I mean, there's statues of him that are like 100 feet tall. So I don't know, bro.
Can
You
you
know,
go
how
back a
tall
tiny-
was that thing?
Can you go back a tiny bit to before the guy strolling out the door with the funny voice? Yeah, back right there.
Go back too far. Bobby's got to say it again.
Go back before the guy.
Before the guy.
Before the guy. There. Okay, ceiling fan. Me and you showed this picture on my show when we were looking at the 1920 something or other pictures of China, remember?
Yeah.
Except I was overgrown. There was grass and trees coming out of everywhere and stuff.
100%, yes.
They just strolled up on this place and it was like, oh, let's clean it up and move in. This was all found. This structure was already there. And looking down from an aerial shot, I'm surmising that it looks very tech looking from the air because of the way the layering is. It's a circle within circles and stuff. And they're definitely creating something for the grid system.
Well, I totally feel like if you're watching like a Frankenstein movie, the electricity would be shooting off the top of that thing somehow, you know?
Yeah. All right, I'm sorry. You can go ahead.
Yeah, because Bobby, you got to do the guy again. Come on. You gotta do it.
Yo. Oh, shit. Look at this team, bro.
That's a monkey stroll.
Yo. I'm just pausing that so I can screenshot it later.
That is sexy. He said, "Look, baby, you want some of this?"
Short distance from the temple.
Oh, that hits down.
See, it's a temple, guys. It's just a temple. Give me a
Just a
fucking
temple.
break.
I'm crying. I'm literally crying. Thanks for sharing this, Jen. This is
You're welcome. I got
best
bored.
video ever. Black Lives Matter. That's what he just
I
said.
do what I can.
Oh, shit.
Do you know Colin Kaepernick? I do.
Right, he's my favorite.
Yeah, they make you do that shit when you go into church too. You got to genuflect and do the, Father, Son, and Holy Spirit.
Oh, that's funny.
You're always bending the
Oh, what
knee.
is this?
Sorry, I don't know. But this is shit.
Is it over?
Like, no,
Oh.
there's a little bit more to it.
Oh, that's interesting.
Yeah, I mean, these people are like washing their hair outside, cutting each other's hair and stuff, but yet there's these huge buildings everywhere. It's like,
They're 5 times bigger than a car.
We don't cut hair in there. We don't eat in there. They're just temples,
What a waste of space.
right? I mean, you look at the colossal structures in Angkor Wat. They're just fucking temples too. Are they really? Or are they parts to this motherboard that was functional at one time? And I don't know where the people actually lived, but they didn't live in those things.
Oh,
I don't think that kid's a good barber, just saying.
It's like 4. Okay, so I just wanted to point out some of the tech here, the way the coning effect is on their towers and stuff to set up just like a Tesla tower with the coning effect in the building structure.
Look at that.
And look at this thing. Look at this fucking thing in the distance. I mean, come on. What the
Kind
fuck
of
is that?
like a lighthouse on the top or something.
It's insane, guys. The stuff that you see in China, I think this is why they kept it closed to the West for such a long time.
oh.
People, did they build this shit? Come on.
I highly doubt it. Oh, man. Oh, he's down.
I mean, everything's dirt all around these tracks and stuff. It's
Right,
just
they don't look too sophisticated. You know what I'm saying?
That's what I'm saying, dude.
They're building structures that have 90-degree angles, symmetry in the archways. That's ridiculous.
Look at that. That's their best
That's
way
the
of
best
carrying
invention
that.
they got, brother. That's the best invention they got, and they're building this shit.
Exactly. Here we go. We're hauling.
And how
stuff
many giant
forward
rocks
now.
can these donkeys hold? My God,
Oh my God! I'm still trying to pull myself together over here.
It's all melted.
I feel like such an idiot now that I used to buy into all this. When I see these videos, it's like none of this makes sense. Look at the giant archway.
Stop. Okay, if you look at the bottom of the archway, it's damaged. Okay, yeah. The bottom of the archway there has been damaged by the heat. The heat rose up, but the brick above it didn't expand out. So that's very interesting if you notice the sidewall.
I got a question too. It's like, were they moving giant buildings through here? Why did they make an arch so big? If you're going to spend all that time by hand with donkeys, why would you make it so huge unless there was something bigger that went through there, you know?
Exactly.
God, we've been just so bamboozled our whole lives. It's ridiculous.
We've been duped.
We've been duped.
All right, this is, I think, has the Great Wall of China right here. This part, which is all brick, by the way. All brick everywhere.
The Great Roof of China.
Exactly, dude. That's a good one.
It is. That's what a lot of these graveyards that are on the hills and the mountains probably are. It's just imagine if the earth came up like 30 feet higher. You just get the tips. Tombstone. You know what I'm saying?
Yeah, exactly.
Wow. Look at the gravel on the side. Look at that. The great dig out.
Exactly, dude. Right. There's a whole building under there.
Wow, there's a whole society under there.
Freemasonry. Yep.
Right. Yeah, they got it for free. All you needed was a shovel.
And look at that. Look at how that's all damaged, this walkway they're coming down. It's just destroyed. Look at it. Brick all everywhere.
Half of these Freemasons are idiots. There's no way they know all the secrets. They literally just walked into these buildings like, wow, I guess this is the living room.
Why do you think,
look at all the people who run the world. They're buffoons.
Why do you
George
think
Bush, fucking idiot.
Till degree 33 to be deemed illuminated and enlightened?
Yeah.
Easy. I guess we're in Bali now. Let's see what Bali has to offer.
Oh, PG-13.
See, it's just a parade. We're not going to watch the parade, guys. I'm sorry.
I was looking at some of that tech that was on top of their stuff and everything, but I have one more to send you. So that was China. We're going to go to Korea, 1900.
Now we travel all over in this show.
This is the earliest one that I can find. This is what I do in the middle of the night when I can't sleep, guys. I'm like, I gotta share this. And I got a lot more still to go through. San Francisco in the 1940s is incredible in the 1940s. Now, it was established 100 years prior to that in 1849 with the gold rush. And in a mere 100 years, which we know, not even within 100 years, but less than 25 years, they had that whole city built up like to the way it is now. And when you look in the 1940s, all that shit's been there and it's established. And I have that as well that we can look at. They're really short, these ones. I'll send you both of them so we can go right into the other one. What's your choice of one you want to play first?
I've already got Korea. We'll go.
Okay, yeah. That sounds good because the San Francisco one has some weird Mandela effect thing in it that I've never seen before. So it might be.
Bobby, talk for this guy, please. Please talk for this guy.
Damn it. That dude's fucking face speaks for himself.
Yeah.
And when was this? 1900?
1900, Korea.
Wait, what? 1900? But Korea. Like, you got like little
electricity.
White European looking dudes on your telephone poles. What's up with that?
That's Saddam Hussein with a hat on.
And again, look at the size of that building and archway. For what? What was the purpose? Because they had extra time and money to spend.
They are rather rich.
Some people, like I said, a lot of people chalk it up to, oh, they were rich back then. It's like
as they live in the mud huts
here on the ground. They got little mud huts on the ground.
They live in the mud huts.
Wait, in the year 1900, they have telephones. Like, what's up with all these telephone poles everywhere?
Don't question things, Steve.
You stay out of this, all right?
We got one of those people that question things.
How dare you?
I know. Literally, we're gonna get put in jail for being like, but I don't think that's right. Oh, we'll put you in jail till you think it's right. Like,
exactly.
Sir, please.
2 + 2 is 5. Yeah.
Like, no, it's not. Not even if you carry the one, it doesn't work.
Oh, listen, I gotta mention
these people: dirt roads, donkeys, wooden wheels. But I'm building this shit for real.
As a post office.
Yeah.
Give me a break.
I just wanted to mention real quick the movie The Mask with Leonardo DiCaprio. He says in there, and this is from 2002, I think, or whenever that came out, 2009. He says, and you, back into the mask you go, and you will wear it till you love it.
Okay,
So
I don't even know about this movie. The two masked movies I know of have Jim Carrey, and the other one has that Cher lady.
Oh, it's like a Three Musketeers kind of movie. It's called
The Iron Mask.
The Iron Mask.
Oh, I remember now. Okay, I know what you're saying.
When I heard him say that just recently in the video, I'm like, "In the mask you go, and you'll wear it till you love it." And I'm like, people are wearing it and they're loving it right now with their bedazzled masks and teams and stuff.
Well, that one thing we were doing together, there was a Twilight Zone episode where everyone's wearing these weird faces, and they put a mask on this lady, and then eventually her face becomes one like them.
Yes, and I'd like to also mention that in that last scene before this guy started fucking with his hair was all brick wall.
Yeah, and there was an awkwardly European looking lady in the scene too. I don't know if you guys saw that. That was rather strange. This is supposed to be Korea in the year 1900, right? Not
With a
like
tiny hat.
Yeah.
Oh yeah, we can't talk about the tiny hats, but they're different.
I was just making a comment on his hat. That's all I was saying.
Can I get my show taken down?
I was just mentioning it's a hat. That's all.
Hey, what are they? They got bows and archways. This guy's like 100, and he's probably got a better shot than any of them there. Look at that form.
Right? That's Legolas in the later years.
Where
did Legolas go? Here he is.
Look at that Jen in the background. They're just
Oh my
falling
God.
down. They're just falling down.
I was looking at that last night. I was like, what is up with this wall? Look at these people. They're like orphans out here, like no clothes or anything, barely anything to eat. And they're like, got these, it's crazy looking. The whole area. It's just like these people moved in.
We're supposed to believe they put a bunch of random rocks together and made those buildings. Sure, okay. On their donkeys.
They're
Brick,
brick. Look at
brick.
that brick, dude.
That's like well-established brick too.
Yeah, that doesn't look like it's had any kind of like burning of any kind or melting.
Oh, that must have been a real place of survival. But all right, that's how the video ends on the dancing note. So we'll
It was fun.
take care of that. And you got San Francisco here, Jen, because Bobby has a bunch of shit he has to share too. Oh, she's not even here.
I
Yeah,
just sent
San
you
Fran was
stuff
next.
about. Oh, sorry.
No, you're good.
My stuff was just about Chief Seattle and stuff. You know, there was some kind of like
That's
My
it,
pandemic
stuff from
back then.
Seattle too.
Really?
We'll get to
Synchronicities.
that because actually, I just saw you sent me more emails. So let me download those pictures while
right,
Jen's back.
I got to dip out for just a second. I'm going to mute. Okay, guys? I got to look for my cat.
All right, then we'll share your video later then.
And in
Okay,
about
I'll
30 minutes, I have to take off. Just because.
All right. So you know what? We'll get into your stuff real quick if you don't mind, Bobby, and then we'll
Go.
finish it up with.
Let's do it.
That's incredible.
The one thing I hate about I did this diet before, and the one thing I hate about it because of the amount of water I drink is I got to piss like every 30 minutes.
Oh, dude, that's the worst part about the dieting.
I drink
It's not
that-
the eating part. It's not the eating part. It's about
No.
me taking a piss every 10 minutes part.
Yeah, it's the I did this diet before, and I lost like 70 pounds in 3 months,
Wow.
something like that. Yeah, it's just amazing what you can do when you stop eating shit.
Yeah.
No one says it anymore about
My
you
doctor
are
was
what
like,
you
"Oh,
eat, you know?
hey, well, I don't think you should be losing." I'm like, "Excuse me?" Like, I don't think that's healthy. That's 70 pounds in 3 months is a lot. I'm like, "Then why did my body lose it?"
Yeah. Exactly.
What the hell? What the? I didn't make my body lose it. If I can make my body do anything, I'd be chiseled like a fucking Greek god over here.
Yeah, but you don't have a white coat, Bobby, so you don't know what you're talking about.
Exactly. It's just so still. Like, it makes sense. You shouldn't be losing weight that fast, but I did.
I could tell you a story
Yeah.
real quick about someone hypothetically that I might have known in a past life or whatever. but let's just pretend this person's a nurse, and they were operated on and they left the hospital, but they couldn't stop hiccuping. And so they showed back up in the hospital because they had not stopped hiccuping since the surgery. I think it was a hernia surgery or something. So then they come back to the hospital, and for 2 days, the white coats try to treat this person, and they give them different drugs, like antipsychotic meds and nausea meds and whatever to try to get them to stop hiccuping. And then this particular nurse happens to be on duty that day, looks at the patient and says, if you would take as much sugar as you possibly can in your mouth and swallow it without choking, as long as you're not diabetic, try that. I can't give it to you, but I'll leave it here. And this patient did it, and within 2 hours walked out of that hospital. And it's because the pills and the drugs and the shots and stuff, we know that's just to keep you in the system. There are natural ways to treat things, and channels get taken down talking about them. So, but that's all hypothetical. None of that.
Right. All you need in life is vitamin C, D, zinc, and raw honey, and you'll never get sick. I promise you.
And if they cared about us, why aren't they talking about it? Make sure you get plenty of vitamin C, get a lot of sunshine, get a lot of liquids, eat healthy, exercise. No, they don't say any of that. They say Purell, mask up, and get toilet paper. They don't care about us. They don't.
Spray Lysol
everywhere.
Right out of your nostril.
It's so hard for me, like the normies I try to explain. During the summer, they told you shouldn't be outside. It's dangerous. Stay inside. And now that it's winter and it's really cold and you get sick, they say, oh, it's dangerous inside. Make sure you eat and everything outside. Like, if they take a second to listen, they don't. That's the problem.
Well, here in Philly, there's a lot of restrictions for Thanksgiving. No more than 10 people in a house. No loud music. No singing or shouting.
No chanting.
We have the same thing here.
I got no chanting. Imagine that. No chanting in Massachusetts.
The Satanists must be pissed.
I'm just saying, and I'm not advocating this, but if you happen to have a funeral service, you can have up to 30 people. So coincidentally, we have a friend of ours. He was a turkey and he passed away. And we're thinking of having a service for him. And there'll be refreshments served, of course, as we pay respect to our friend. So, yeah.
Thomas the turkey?
Yes. Oh, you met him.
Tommy T.
Tommy T.
Tommy T. All right, let's go to what
yeah. I got these pictures loaded up here.
I didn't remember what I said. Is this mine?
Yeah, I was going to show you. You got some Bill Gates stuff. We'll
yeah, isn't that great? He has exciting news.
There's an incredibly exciting prediction about COVID-19 vaccine. Bill Gates predicts that almost all coronavirus vaccines will work by February. Great, my birthday month.
He already knows in advance.
I'm sure he does. Blah, blah, blah. Johnson & Johnson, Novavax, Vax. That's nice.
Now look, it's 95%. Bobby was just showing the 94.5. Now it's back up.
They're up, baby. AstraZeneca. Those are the people that had to stop for a couple of weeks because someone was taking the vaccine and allegedly developed MS, but they didn't credit it to a vaccine side effect. They said, "Thank God you were signing up for a free vaccine trial because we found out you had MS after you took the vaccine." Funny how that worked. And the other person said, "I can't feel God anymore." So that's nice. And Moderna is my favorite, because they have the device that looks like a toothbrush that they have to activate from outside of the body that sends frequencies like Lucifer through the airwaves into your body. Imagine that, it's great. Great. No, that was that was Inovia. Moderna's the one with the irreversible hydrogel that connects you to the Internet of Things, whatever that is. Funny, they tell the public the Internet of Things. It connects you there. Like anyone knows what the fuck that is. No one watches TED Talk.
Yeah, but when you look at Brave New World and all those other
we know what it is, but I'm saying these dumb shits that wipe their ass with fucking, with Joe Biden and Donald Trump, they don't know what the Internet of Things is.
Yeah, you won't have to use your phone or your computer to get on the internet. The internet will be inside you.
Heck.
Get it? Internet.
So I didn't read this whole article, but that was basically I was excited. Bill Gates is on our side again.
Well, he was the one that said, he laughed a couple times when he said this too. What he said?
The final solution. That was a good one.
That too. And what was he talking about? The second wave, they'll take it a lot more seriously.
Oh, and then they chuckle. Yeah, that's great.
Yeah,
so
that's beautiful. Beautiful. Great people. But all right, let me get all the stuff up that I just downloaded from you. We'll go with the picture first, the easy one. Look at that.
Oh, that was because you guys were talking about Venice. I actually took that picture from a bridge.
You showed me before. These are cool.
Look at that, dude.
Shit, those buildings. How do you build that on the water and all that with donkeys? Come on, people.
Like, this is your best means of transportation in the year 6, but you're building shit like this.
Exactly. Yeah.
I mean, even look at the size of the columns all over the sides of the building.
I know. Look at these ones over here, and you got a random archway. That's not good. Interesting stuff. Very interesting. All right, let's open up these ones first.
Oh, so I was in this area near Chief Seattle's grave, which his name is actually Stealth, which is interesting. But I was looking at this church, and you tell me this cloud looked really freaking weird. It showed up right above as I'm looking at this church. Looked like a head. I mean, I zoom in on it. It just looked like
where
there. Well, you'll go to the next one. I circle on it.
Oh,
you see the eyes there. I don't know. It was just. It's a lot different when you were right there. There's like a face that just appeared.
Oh, yeah.
As I was looking at the church, this thing just started showing up. And just start if I had a video of it, I looked, but I just had the photos. But
that's the Watchers, man.
Yeah. So
that was like what you were showing me the other night, Jen. Try to find that video again and send it to me because I got.
With that creepy dude, that was terrible.
But and the blinking stars and all the faces.
Yeah, I've got some of those.
That's honestly that's terrifying. Honestly,
it is.
But people need to know that's what we're up against. We're gonna look like things that look like stuff out of the craziest fantasy movie you've ever seen, but it ain't gonna be the good guy. You know what I'm saying? It's not gonna be Robin Hood. It's gonna be the fucking bad guy.
Well, the other ones had to do with Chief, which is I find interesting. His name is Seattle, but his actual name was Stealth. And how they got Seattle, I don't know. But this was at the museum. And one of these, first of all, I think Seattle and Chief Kitsap, they don't even know when they were born. I mean, at one point, I think they had a 100-year span. I think it's been narrowed down to 20 years. I don't even know if they're real. I'm not sure where. Oh, yeah, that one. Look at that one. That's interesting. Go back in there. It talks about how, if you go up a little bit, where does it keep going up a little higher? It's the end of for the next 100 years. It must have seemed his worst fears coming true. As potlatch celebrations are banned, canoe culture is dropped. So basically, and there's other ones too. It talks about because smallpox came through. It sounds like all the same stuff we're dealing with now, where they're canceling their culture and disease comes through and it's just weird how it's.
You've always read about it, which is strange, but nothing's actually happening.
Yeah, let's see. Go farther down. Scroll down a bit on this one. I think it was.
Yeah.
Now look at. I was showing you those drawings and stuff. That's kind of like those sigils you guys talk about, right?
Mm-hmm. Yeah.
That's no joke.
So that kind of reminded me of those sigils. That's why I took that one. But there's another one that talks about because they don't even know how old these guys are. Chief Stealth and Chief Kitsap. I think they're made up, probably. Yeah.
It's his story.
Yeah, look at that one.
A few people.
Yeah, read it.
A few people in my generation had no interest in preserving the language or remembering the old ways. They probably thought that it would never do them any good. They were too busy surviving the way I've always felt about it. If you haven't gotten any memories of what your culture was back there, back there, just wonder what you were redoing. Is that what it says? You redoing
around here now. I feel that's it. Like we've lost the old ways. We don't know how to take care of ourselves. I mean, it seems like that's it right there. That's what we're doing.
And we keep just redoing and remaking the same mistakes over and over, it seems.
Because we're too busy surviving in our jobs and all these things that they make us.
Yeah, that's a quote that's timeless.
Yeah.
Very interesting. All right,
where are the graves? I think I sent you the graves. That was kind of cool. Somewhere. Oh, that was just the same thing about you don't have to go through it, but if you go down, see, it talks about the rise of Chief Seattle and stuff. And again, his name was Stealth, and they talk about how they don't even know like exactly when he was born. And then they go into the smallpox. It's just really interesting. It was a lot of the same kind of stuff that I think we're starting to see happen now. But see if you can find where I have the what do you call it, a graveyard. I thought they were kind of cool because they were like what we were talking about.
This seems to be all you sent me.
Really?
I believe so.
Okay.
Because that's from the other day.
That was the first things I sent you. Was maybe they didn't go through.
Sometimes they don't. Unfortunately, it sucks. Stop sharing this for a minute, though. Get that out of here.
Again, so yeah, but
up and thank you. Copy link. I just gotta send that to someone real quick. Dun 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 dun. What just happened? Seattle timeline. What is this?
That's my stuff. Just go to Jen's. Go back to Jen's.
No, I'm not. I'm like,
well, because it all ties in together. So
let me just get that out of here. I don't even. What did you send me, Jen? You sent me what I wanted to share with someone. I got that.
And then I have ancient underground city found in Russia. And this is just complete melted building.
All right. Well, let's check it out. Let me just let the ad play real quick.
Yeah, we can do audio on it too.
I'll do audio. Okay. Find your cat?
No. He's hunting.
Oh. All right. You can see that?
Yeah.
Hey guys, so a few months back I shared with you the story of adventurous geologists who had trekked far into the cold wilderness of Russia in an effort to catalog the largest megalithic site on Earth. So remote, they are steeped in legends of snow yetis and mysterious monsters devouring all who dare to venture into these remote areas. When I shared the amazing images of these stone structures, many argued that they were natural formations, made because they struggled to conceive such enormous ancient ruins in such remote places.
Right there, that's literally what like the mountains look like in Western Mass, but whatever.
Discoveries that seem to be many hundreds of thousands of years old, maybe even as old as the giant Sphinx. More and more is about them, with ever more daring explorations of the ruins being undertaken. A team discovered a vault in one of the stone megaliths. An access vault led them into an artificially made stone cavern system. These underground structures are truly massive and are undoubtedly constructed by an intelligent builder. Hidden for many millennia, these caverns are not only massive, but constructed using blocks placed upon one another that are over 50 feet in length in some instances.
They carved them by hand.
Stones many thousands of tons in weight,
brought them by donkeys,
placed effortlessly into the shape of underground walls. This discovery has not really shed light upon how the ancients built such structures, but rather pushed their apparent capabilities farther from our understanding. Not only are these structures purpose of vast mystery, but they also contain place stones bigger than any we've ever discovered. even eclipsing the unfinished stone found at the ancient Chinese quarry known as Yangshan. A stone can be found here half cut away from the bedrock, in excess of 16,000 tons, thought by scholars throughout time to have been left at the quarry due to them not being able to move it. Yet here we have stones
Never
placed
mind the
into a
melted
cave system
drippy stuff coming
designed which
down the
even
side of it.
outweigh Yangshan.
Right.
This not only proves they could move them,
All
but
right, let's
lift them
stop.
and work them.
This is what the underground part looks like. Okay, they're inside of a building here. It's not some cave system or some crap that they carved out. They just failed to tell you that you're actually inside of a building here. And here they're showing you the different layers.
And how do they say they carved this? By hand, right?
They don't know.
Just how many, quote, natural
I sent you some more.
formations
I
are
tried to
really
All right, I'll check it out.
just extremely weathered, once extremely large stone-built structures? Maybe there are many stone granite hills, and even maybe mountains that dot our earth, which were before millennia of rain, grand structures of a forgotten people.
So yeah, I wanted to share that with you real quick. It's pretty compelling.
That's cool.
Yeah, that ancient sword that came from the future, that was interesting too. Some of the stuff with swords and everything, I don't think that they were originally swords. I think they were something else. It was like tech that you hold in your hand.
Yeah, these are Chief Seattle's grave areas.
Wow. They're always obelisks. Always.
This wasn't him, but there was somebody important there, I guess. It's just the weirdest writing and stuff on these obelisks.
That's crazy looking, that one.
Right? Why do Native Americans have the same thing as everyone else? Isn't that interesting?
Isn't it?
A little scare.
They find this tech, they carve some shit into it and place it in these different locations, say that they're people's headstones and stuff.
Yeah, I didn't understand why he just took credit for that little spot. But it's inside a square too. Is that some kind of weird thing?
Yeah, I see that a lot. You
see that on the circuit boards as well. You'll see the square with this tech in the middle, or the square with the hollow in the middle and stuff.
Well, that's the same one. There's another one, I think, that's Seattle. So that's him. That's actual Chief Seattle's grave, but his name is Self.
Weird. That's crazy.
And I think I have one that's closer, or you can zoom in or whatever. But
yeah, it's pretty intense.
It's pretty crazy though, how everything's nice and green, just like it is on the fucking circuit boards.
right? And then why has he got the Catholic cross on there? I mean, or whatever that is. Yeah, interesting.
Very interesting. And it's always that coning effect where it's large on the bottom and it cones up to smaller geometric features.
Mm.
And the cross is on a lot of buildings, not just churches. That was part of their tech as well. It wasn't just these ornate techs on top of buildings. A lot of them use this cross, or a cross with a ball underneath of it.
Are you circling the pine cone there?
I am. Who put the pine cone in front of his?
I don't know, but I'm seeing so many pine cones in my life lately. It's really weird.
That's sketchy. All right. That was the rest of that. Did you send me some more, or is that it, Ceiling?
I think we're good. I just wanted to come hang out. So, and I'm going to have to leave pretty soon, so I'll keep listening. Keep going.
Okay, so real quick, I'm going to send you the thing from San Francisco. Here, I think I sent it to you, Steve. It's just
I already got it.
That one we're going to watch real quick. Now, keep in mind, San Francisco, 1940. So in 1849 is when the gold rush started, and then people less than 20 years later, they had this whole city of San Francisco built up, the Bay Area, everything. And now we're looking at it in 1940 when it's already established and been there, right? And the way the people are in it and everything, it's crazy to me. It's just amazing to see this footage. So we're going to take a look at this. And there's one part in here that freaked me out. So we'll see what you guys think. It says a world in color tour of San Francisco, California in the 1940s.
Wow.
Look at that.
Wait,
Look how tall those are. My God.
How?
There wasn't even that many people living there probably to
Look at
build
this,
those.
guys. I mean, look at that building right fucking there. It's crazy.
Those are huge.
Yeah, the Spanish settlers built all that in the year 800, bud.
Alcatraz. That's Alcatraz right there.
I just watched somebody's video that there was people that used to live on Alcatraz. That's all new to me.
Hmm.
Yeah, families actually moved there. It's so weird now. This weird new history. We need a bigger boat.
Oh my God. All right, look at this, guys. It's hustling and bustling. These are the people who are the generation after the ones that came in the 1849.
Is that a Chinese looking building, bro?
This is like the second or third generation of people now in San Francisco. This is 1940. When they're born into this already. It's already been here. And look, it's just crazy.
I keep forgetting San Francisco is like out of the fucked up hills. I don't understand.
I mean, it's just unbelievable.
Like, why would you build anything on this? It doesn't make sense.
Oh, this gets crazy, guys. Check this out. I was like, what's going on here?
Look at the arch to the right.
Look at this.
Wait, what?
What? I was like, what
I
is
didn't
that?
know they could do that. When did they could do that?
I know, dude.
They've always done that.
That's when the police were actually doing public services, you know, not just beating the shit out of people.
I didn't know you could spin those things around like a top.
I know, dude. I was like, what the fuck is this trolley doing? It looked like what the car was doing with the rear wheel drive thing where the car parked.
Yeah.
That's what I thought was happening. So by 1940, there was already, 2 generations of people living there. It would have been like their grandparents who would have came in and started the city up. So, I don't know. I just find all that really interesting how people are living and acclimated to it. And everything's there. I mean, it's like some kind of movie set where they just bring people in and say, okay, here you go. Like Truman Show.
One of the first videos I saw, a guy I don't really watch anymore, but it was called No Fucking Beach Towels. And he showed her all these people show up on Coney Island. And then there's these gorgeous outfits and dresses, then no towels. And it's like they just showed up there, dropped them off, and then did photo ops.
Yeah.
Look at that.
Wow.
What's this, Bobby? Bobby sent this to me.
I did what?
1890, Seattle.
Yeah, this is 1890 Seattle.
There's a whole underground in Seattle. It's like something happened, a fire or whatever, and they're like, oh, let's build a new one.
Mhm.
That's what their story is.
All these go together in a nice little story, right? I mean, look at the power
Wi-Fi
line.
towers.
Mhm. And there's a couple other pictures that are kind of like this. I've just seen a whole bunch of different shit.
Wow.
I don't know what, it's just like what is this, right? And then here's different shots.
Mud.
Mm-hmm.
That thing that you saw on the grave tomb, I said it was a white rabbit, and I said it had to do something with electrical stuff. I messed up on that one. I meant to say it had to do with adrenochrome.
Oh yeah.
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 I have the schematic for it. I'm gonna send it to you.
So back in the day when this picture was taken, they really said, hey, I got an idea for a building. It's way more expensive than it needs to be. It's way going to be more harder to build than we can possibly think of.
Well, here's how I take it. The building that's to the far right with the white awning, we built that.
Exactly.
The building to the far left.
100%.
look at these fucking really high wired poles and stuff with all the, first off, that one next to the building that you said we built has all that array on it. What is that? And there's ones behind it too.
It's like 1G,
that's like
right?
different kind of, I don't even know if that's supposed to be for telephone wires or something. I mean, what is
Hey, this is I mean, we said it before, this is 1889.
Yeah,
this looks like a black and white version of like the 60s. But but if you like the thing, this was Iran.
The heck,
dude, that's Iran from the air. That's
I saw that the other day too.
Nothing to see here.
Not good.
That is nuts. That's set up just like Washington D.C. too. If you take the circle part out and just look at that, the roads are set up just like that in Washington D.C.
Sure is.
What's that thing in the bottom right? What are those?
It's just like, nothing crazy.
It's some gardens that go along with the tech.
Nothing you should really concern yourself with.
Yeah. Stop concerning. Look at the size of that door. Oh my God.
And look at the tech on either side of the door too.
Yeah, the tech. Did you know what's funny about that? Sorry. Is like I wasn't even concerned really about the door at first. I was concerned about the quote lamppost next to it. And then I realized the man standing next to the door. And that's why I was like, oh shit. I didn't see him first at all.
That is crazy.
That's fucking nuts.
Like the architect's like, hey, I got this idea. Just go with it.
Let's
I'm
build
going to build the door
14 times
100
bigger.
times bigger than we need to.
It's
This away a
literally
lot
a
of your money
32
and
foot
take away
door.
long.
What else we got? I think there's something.
Where do
else.
you build that door? That thing's massive.
Okay, this is what I wanted to get through. This is the quote official timeline of Seattle, how it started. Remember we talked earlier about I said I believe like 1812 was the reset.
Yeah.
So in 1851, the Denny Party, which was of 22 people, they arrived at Alki Point. Okay.
Alki? Are they Alkies?
I'm just going with how the hell they were pronounced that. 1853, the town of Seattle becomes official. All right. 1865, Seattle Incorporated, population 350. That's a weird thing to say. Seattle Incorporated, population 350.
So wait, they went from 22 people to 350 in 4 years, I guess.
And then in 1869, they went to 1,000 people. And then 1873, but this is just the timeline of how Seattle became, then the gold rush starts in 1896, population in 1900, 80,000, and so on and so forth. But the reason I sent this to you was because then 1851, 22 people arrived at this point that became Seattle, which was obviously way after 1812.
Yeah.
And in those pictures of Seattle from 1889, if you look at the streets, the streets are just dirt. It's just dirt. But this is the quote official timeline of Seattle and how it started. And check out 1910, the bottom, 237,000 people.
Such bullshit.
In 10
Guys,
years.
I need to. I'm going to keep listening. I'm going to keep listening, but I got to check out because some people are here to protest that we can't get together anymore. So I'm going to bug out. I love you and thank you for allowing me on. And,
all right, brother. You have a good day. Have a good night.
You too. I'll keep listening. See you.
Thank you.
Hey, man.
So from 1811 to 1854, is that the date, or 51 up there? There was nobody in Seattle. Is that the time when they sent people out to scout around and see if it was inhabitable in 1851? Because there was that period after the X Factor event that it had to have cooled down, and then people started going back out and scouting out these places and seeing where they could resettle again.
Well, in 1812, you had the big, or was it 1812? It was 18 something where I think it was San Fran in California had a huge flood.
It was an earthquake, wasn't it?
It was a huge. There was a big flood in California too. There was also, obviously they have fucking earthquakes. They have earthquakes every day. Just look up like Google or duck California flood, like the Great California Flood. Let's see what happens there. Oh, it was a leap year too.
So there's the War of 1812, the flood of 1812. There was a huge earthquake in the Madrid fault line along the Mississippi in 1811, I believe.
1605, 1891, 1861, 1864. There's no way it was just flooding. California disaster from 1812 to 1899. Let's see. This is just a list of just bad shit that's happened. Yeah, the earthquake in 1812. There was an epidemic in 1833.
Oh yeah, 33.
And look, 1847, the Donner Party. Wasn't that not the people's names?
Yes.
Of the 1851 that went to Seattle?
That's crazy, dude. See, they just keep putting these names in his story, you know?
Exactly. So these are all the bad things that happened in this 100 years. But it is very, I mean, he had 1851 San Francisco fires, you know, and then you get the Great Fire, Corona, there's Sacramento then lit on fire. And then if you notice from 1850 to 1853 floods in the valleys. From 1850 to 1853, there was a lot of explosions and fires. Like 1850, the explosion of Sagamore. 1851, the San Francisco fire. 1851, the fires of Marysville. 1852, the Great Fire of Sorona. 1852, Sacramento's Great Fire. 1853, explosion of Jenny Lind. Like, what were they doing?
They were destroying the evidence.
Facts. That's what I'm saying.
That's crazy.
There's no other way to go about that.
I bet these epidemics were hoaxes to scare people away while they just blew it up, because they probably showed up at first and they were like, "Oh shit, there's still stuff here. All right, let's get it. Let's go take all the tech off the top and throw them in Peru or wherever that goddamn cemetery is, you know, throw it all down there real quick and blow it up, and we'll be back in around 1869, it looks like." You know what I'm saying? Because it's just tragedy, explosion, blood, explosion. It's like they were just blowing it up and trying to cool it down.
Yeah,
and then you have all the wars after that, and they went around Europe destroying and bombing everything.
Mm-hmm. But go down and look. If you just look through, I mean, you just got the 1855 explosion of Pearl, 1856 explosion. That you got explosions in almost down to the 1899.
What was exploding, dude? What was exploding? Was it
power plant?
A power plant exploded. Yeah.
Wow.
1892, the Mare Island naval explosion. 1892, the Los Angeles Columbus Day explosion.
What does that mean? 1890, disastrous California storms.
Hurricane. That kind of shit.
Okay.
Yeah, whatever the hell they want to. But I mean, 1880, the Santa Cruz train.
I just saw that. Where was that?
Excursion train disaster.
Didn't they have weather patents back then, Steve? They were probably fucking testing
1811, I think, is the earliest one we found.
Yeah, but they whitewashed that off the internet.
Yeah. 1879, balloon ascension tragedy. What?
Doesn't sound good.
Tragedy.
That's what it says. 1879, balloon ascension tragedy. It's right before the Santa Cruz train disaster.
Crazy.
Wow, it sounds to me like a bunch of people were moving back in, trying to figure out how to work shit, and they were blowing stuff up and crashing shit and everything.
Chinese theater tragedy. I thought was China even open at that time to the public?
This is in San Francisco. What are we looking at here?
Oh yeah, that's right. I don't know.
Or something they call it, like Little China in San Francisco.
A lot of Asians in Seattle and Washington, and San Francisco, and like California and all that.
You know, they've
you guys ever noticed that?
Get the vaccine first.
Very strange. All right, what else we got,
A lot
Bobby?
of strange stuff written about the 1811 earthquake at the New Madrid fault line here along the Mississippi River. When you read the descriptions of what people experienced, like supposedly shit shooting up out of the ground, like sand and stuff. All kinds of weird stuff happened with that earthquake.
What was this, Bobby? Because I was like, I've been seeing this all day. I just haven't.
I don't know, bro.
What?
Yeah.
What's the Utah monolith? Helicopter crew discovers new mysterious metal monolith deep in the desert. I highly doubt. I feel like someone probably just put it there, but that's okay. But
wow,
they don't know what it is. They don't know how it got there.
It looks like it's popping out of the ground too.
It says officers from the Utah Department of Public Safety were flying by helicopter last Wednesday, helping the Division of Wildlife Resources count bighorn sheep in southeastern Utah when they spotted something that seemed right out of the 2001 A Space Odyssey.
Out of all movies.
Wow.
Yep.
Probably some leftover tech.
He said, "Whoa, whoa, whoa! Turn around, turn around." And I was like, "What?" And he's like, "There's the thing back there. We got to go look at it." That's apparently the legit conversation that happened.
That's beautiful.
Between 10 and 12 feet high. So, is there any boots on the ground? Did anybody go look at this thing up close? Like, or is that just a fake picture? What is it? This is nuts. Look at that melted building all around it, dude. That's total viscosity right there. Yeah, that's crazy. If it's real.
Yeah. Is that it? Yeah, that's it. All this is ads. Wow, what a bunch of losers.
Oh, there you go. There's some more. Oh, I thought there was more down there. Sorry, you scrolled up.
No, yeah, that was just the first picture.
Yeah, we'll have to see if there's anything else that comes out about this. It's most likely just, fake. But it might not be. You never know.
Look at this.
Yeah, dude. This is how they rolled back in the day with their dirigibles. See, the tech on top of the building probably recharged this thing. It was a charging station.
Yeah, like I saw this and I was just like, how many people even understand that this is what they were supposed to do? They're supposed to land on top of the building like this, like skyscrapers and shit like that, and pick. I mean, this is like a lighthouse or something. It's not that big, but still, like this is what they were meant to do. There was an old drawing of like the skyscrapers of tomorrow, and on the top of the roof there was a landing pad for, zeppelins like this, where you fly there and get off on the top of the roof of the building.
So this is like metal, right?
Yeah.
So how the fuck does this thing even fly?
Helium, baby.
Helium. It's nuts. That's just nuts. Oh man. But I found this page on Twitter. Someone invited me. It's called Ancient History, and it's just a bunch of like crazy old looking things. Yeah.
Yeah.
Look at that mirror. That's kind of sketchy. Safe I feel looking at mirrors, but yeah, portals, exactly. See, whoever this is knows what they're talking about. The old artwork and archaeology, it's everywhere. Look at this. Look at that.
Wow.
I don't know how to say that. Somewhere in Germany. We got bullshit on the ground. Horses, buggies, wooden ass motherfucking tires. But this is what we're working with? Come on. Come on. This is definitely, whatever this is not the first story because they had to build phony stairs up to the doors.
Yeah, there's way more to that building underground.
Oh my God. This is probably a supporting part of the building right here. The shit behind it. I was just like, wow. Oh, this is a picture. And I guess it was destroyed after the bombings in 45 in the war.
I wonder if they
probably
took
on purpose.
They probably took the top off first and set it down on the ground somewhere in a graveyard.
Oh yeah, this is probably hanging out in Peru or wherever we were.
I have the exact same thing in these graveyards as what's on top of that fucking thing right there. The exact same thing. I'll send it to you right now, as a matter of fact. It's right here. I'm going to send it to you right now. It's almost identical. There you go. Which one? And then you got this other one here. Where is it? Right here. That one. Okay, this one here. I'm going to send you two that are just like that thing on top. Oh, yeah, that's my favorite picture. I put that. That was in my documentary pictures. Look at that, guys.
Right, that's crazy. Just a rendition, but
look at all the fucking spires up top.
Mm.
It's crazy. And there's an obelisk, there's columns, there's A-frames, there's an obelisk on the right-hand side up top. There's a Greek building in the front there. All columns everywhere, towers, domes.
You name it, right? And it's right there. All right, where are you? Oh yeah, same thing.
Mm-hmm. Go back the other way. But yeah, that's similar too. I took a chemtrail video today. And that thing there looks a lot like it as well. You should go back to that chemtrail video real quick. Dude, they were hitting us hard fucking today. It was insane.
You know, they didn't touch us until around like 3:30, 4 o'clock when I sent you videos today what they hit us with today too. Oh, I mean, that's light compared to what they do to us. You should be thankful. That's what you get. For real, I'm not kidding. What they do up here is inhumane. It's crazy.
Yeah, it's disgusting. It really is.
I wish my sky looked like that every day. Oh, I'm sorry. Was there more to that video?
No, yeah. That was it. It was pretty quick.
Well, we were only here at the 25 mark. You still got a good 30 seconds left. That's crazy. Is this when you were calling me I say you're at the store earlier.
Yeah, I was saying how we were just in the store and we had no mask on at Publix. And then we come out and I noticed the sky's like this. It was like, what the fuck?
Busted, dude. Yeah, this is what our stuff looked like. Look at that. That's just...
Yeah, that's crazy. It looks like a spine.
It concerns me, you know? And you got this little fella looking all fucked up.
Is that Venus? What they call Venus? The morning star?
No, that was the moon.
Oh, okay.
Look at all that. Like, as far as you can see.
I mean, there's some frequency going through that stuff.
Oh, yeah. All the way through it.
The sky looks like it's melting there.
I actually saw a cloud today with my friend. She was like, look at that thing. I was like, everyone would be like, ooh, it just looks like a mustache. But it kind of looked like an angel, like going through like in a fireball or something. There's a little tail behind it. It looked nuts, dude. But it was just a cloud, I guess, you know? Like, look at this shit.
Yeah, it looks like it's melting down or something. It's weird.
Not good. It's not good.
And we would have had no clouds in the sky whatsoever today at all, except for what was up there was chemtrails. I mean, and I said to my mom, can you believe we live in a world where they're doing this to our fucking skies? And the worst part is that nobody even notices.
It's crazy. Oh, man.
All right, well, I'm going to get out of here and go find my cat. I love you guys.
I don't blame you. I'm done, too. I'm freaking tired.
Yep.
Got the wrong thing on the screen. I'm copying clipboards. Oh, man.
Thanks for having me on.
Yes, sir.
Yeah, no problem. Thanks for coming. We had a good show. It's been what? I don't even know. Almost 3 hours. Wow.
3 hours, yeah.
Oh. But we do best.
That's about how long my cat's been out. 3 hours.
Oh, you go get your cat, all right? You go get your cat. We'll wrap this up. You have a good night, okay?
Bye-bye, guys.
See you later. All right, Bobby. You got anything else you want to share real quick?
Nope. That is it.
That's all she wrote?
That's all she wrote, brother.
All right, brother. I'm going to get out of here. We got a couple whatever days coming up. I don't got work Thursday, so if you want to maybe do something tomorrow night, we can see what's up.
Yeah, I'm down.
We can see what's up, and maybe even like Thursday one. You know, I don't know if you have shit going on, but probably like a late afternoon type deal.
Right.
Figure something out. We do something on D Live where we could share something we can't share on the awesome, beautiful platform they present us as YouTube.
Whatever you want to do, bro, I'm down.
All right, yo. We're out of here. I'll hit you up. Everyone in the chat, God bless you. I seen the comments all night. Y'all the best. You stay safe. Stay blessed. Stay prayed up. We need it now more than ever.